Okay.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Tradewaiters podcast, the comic book club where we read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Daniel, you're Nathan, you're Sophia. We're fam.
Ayo.
We read comics.
Yes, we do. In all shapes and sizes.
Yes, and
Especially
platforms.
and platforms and yeah. and genres.
and colors.
And Sophia's back. This was what, your third time?
My third time.
We did Berserker and then TMNT.
TMNT.
The Sophie Campbell
I
one.
feel like there's another one, but I could be wrong.
No.
Sophie would know.
No.
We've done 207 of these, so I don't know.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
here?
I don't know who's been on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But we're reading a Sophie favorite, Lore Olympus.
Yes,
Yeah.
we talked about this in the last episode that I was here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you were like, you gotta get me back on for Lore Olympus.
Yeah.
And we were like, ugh.
Definitely.
I guess.
Fucking fine, I guess.
Yeah, we'll make time. We'll make time for sure. We'll circle back.
You guys liked it. Don't lie.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, well, there's different time codes in our description. You can jump to the book, which is Lore Olympus. There you got Back Matter Matters, maybe the poll list, but we start with the news.
Yes, sir.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do you think that we do it with our mouth every time?
I don't know.
I'll just have like the video, but no audio. It's just her.
New news intro. Dude, a bit of a dry week.
Did fucking anything happen?
Not really.
I got not
No.
comic news. Like the Avatar: The Last Airbender show was renewed for a second and third season at Netflix.
Whoa, 2 more seasons?
2, yeah.
Oh, I watched the first episode.
So did I. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later.
Did anything in comics happen?
I was really looking. Sophie was too. Do you have any news?
I don't know if you guys know about the Cami Garcia and Gabrielle Piccolo's Teen Titans series.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
YA book.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So apparently they pushed back the date for the Starfire series to come out. So it was supposed to come out in like July.
Mm.
And now it's pushed back to like November 5th.
Do
push.
what you got to
So-
do, you know.
Big push.
But
Don't rush, you
This is
know.
supposed to be pretty
Yeah.
good.
Make sure it's good.
Are they good? Piccolo
They look
and
cool.
Garcia.
I feel like he's
I've seen the covers.
like the best modern
Yeah.
like Titans
I
artist for like
saw the cover for it. It's actually
yeah.
pretty cute.
He
Yeah,
draws them
very
in a way
intriguing.
that it feels like they're just hanging out, like watching TV or whatever.
Yeah.
So they've done like a Raven and a Beast Boy one. I want
And
to say
apparently a Robin too.
that sounds right. But yeah, I think I've read the Raven one, and it's good. Good
Okay.
YA stuff.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you know
That's it.
Michael Walsh?
Yeah.
Artist of the silver coin. I almost said the big coin.
the big coin.
He's going to be doing a Universal Monsters Frankenstein comic from Skybound coming in August.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah. So he's going to be writing and drawing it, which is cool.
I think he'll do good with that.
Yeah, totally. He's
His
a good
art
horror
style
artist.
to work for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason I just don't. I know he's been doing Silver Coin for however long. I'm pretty sure it's over actually,
I
but
think he's done, or at least on a hiatus with it.
it still doesn't feel like he's like a horror artist, but he definitely is, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Just because like from what I know him from, you know.
Yeah.
But
Would say
yeah,
so.
he is kick-ass. That's awesome. I think I'll check that out.
And I got only one other thing, but I'll let Sophie go first.
Okay.
It's your turn now.
You got more news?
It's nothing that
You got more
exciting.
news.
I just saw that like Marvel is dropping some like little Easter eggs for like they're from Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy. So they're just like releasing merchandise, Easter related merchandise.
Oh,
But-
Easter.
Easter.
Like actual Easter
Easter,
eggs.
Easter.
the holiday.
They're not
yeah,
like-
the holiday.
They're not dropping little hints.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, what are
Yeah.
they hinting at?
oh, what's going on?
Yeah, no, it's like actual merchandise, but they had like a little cute like pop of Spider-Man and he's like in a chocolate.
He looks like
He's
like
like a
he's a chocolate rabbit.
Like he's a chocolate rabbit.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I used
thought
to
that
have
was
some of those
cute.
like Christmas like Star Wars pops. I thought they're cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. I think this is like last week news, but I don't remember talking about it. But Dan, there's a new Godzilla book coming out called Godzilla Skate or Die.
Nice.
And, I don't really know much about it.
What the fuck? It looks sick.
Whoa.
It looks like
Whoa.
spider punk, sort of style. It's going to be coming from Louis Joyce, who I don't know about, But God damn it, Dano, if I see Godzilla on a goddamn skateboard doing a kickflip,
Giant skateboard.
a giant skateboard Godzilla kickflip, I will lose my mind. Best book of the year.
They just know what we want.
Just Godzilla doing random things.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I would read a book of Godzilla taking like a cooking class or something. Like,
Yeah.
So all in on Godzilla.
Love it.
Do you have any news,
Wait,
Daniel?
when is that coming?
In June.
Sweet. I'm excited.
Yeah, should be pretty cool. More Godzilla books for you.
Yeah.
How many are you reading right now? Like 4?
Here There Be Dragons just ended.
Okay.
And so it's just War for Humanity right now. And then there's also like the Justice League one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So
catch up on that one.
Is it done?
No, it's got 2 more, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the book this week, Nathan, because I have no more news.
Ooh, no more news. Bit
No
of a
more
light week, but that's
news.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. We got lots to talk about with this one.
Yes, we read Lore Olympus
Lore Olympus.
by
By-
Rachel Smythe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Daniel,
It's probably Smith.
a little bit about this book.
Oh, here we go.
1.3 billion views on this book,
Wow.
which means, which is like, I think a collective of the amount.
So it's like
Red.
Keyboard Cat.
It's like Keyboard Cat
Yeah, as far as how many views it has.
on YouTube. Keyboard Cat has 1.3 bill.
Probably a bill.
Holy shit. She's as big as Keyboard Cat.
That's crazy.
6.5
That'd be on the
million.
top of my resume.
Yeah. 6.5 million followers, which is like
Oh.
of this series.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
So they follow the book or
Like
whatever?
they
Yeah,
chose to
we
like
can follow
follow
the
when the
book.
book, like get notifications when the book comes out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And what's even crazier is that it's pretty much all free to read, like on Webtoons.
Not for me.
I didn't have to pay for anything. You had to because we had to get a trade for our show, Trade Waiters.
Yeah. But this was like a New York Times bestseller '1.
Oh yeah,
When
when they
it
used
came
to
out.
do that,
I think they
comic?
still do it. Yeah.
they don't. Oh, okay, cool. And this is the first 25 episodes of Lore Olympus.
Do they call them
Yeah.
episodes?
In the Webtoons, it says like episode, whatever for each chapter. But
You guys know that she's like has like 272 episodes
yeah,
total
Wow.
on
Yeah.
the series.
and I
And
was
you're caught up on it?
Kind of.
So no.
so no. Where are you at right now?
How
Was
far
it-
behind are you?
I don't want to spoil anything.
We'll just
No, just
what
tell us
number?
Like a
How-
number.
Yeah, how far behind
I'm on
are you?
250 right now.
Okay, so you're like
Yeah.
20 behind.
Yeah.
So you're a fake fan?
You're like one trade
I'm not
behind.
fake fanning.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Sorry,
no.
Rachel.
But how did you feel about this, Nathan? I'd like to know your opinion. We know Sophie likes it.
Yeah, Sophie likes it.
I love
thought
it.
this was pretty fucking good.
I think you're just you
don't like it?
You put on a show for Sophia.
Really? Wait, you don't like it?
No, it was pretty good.
Okay.
I love like the pacing. It
Mhm.
definitely goes very fast. Very scrollable and be probably a good time with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrolling, I will say she knows how to use this like
Page-
format.
When
pretty
you're
well.
reading it like page to page, they like they cut it off, to determine the pages,
Mhm.
And like when I'm reading it like that, I'm like, there's just like not enough panels on this,
Yeah.
because there will be some like negative space,
Yeah, definitely.
and which is fine, that's just like the format.
Right.
But I
This
feel
is
like
interesting.
the chapters are super short,
Yeah.
which is why I was able to like get through this. I don't know how many pages this is, but I don't really know what I was expecting. But I was just kind of I just thought like kind of more would happen within this first volume,
Yeah, for sure.
But overall, I think it like stopped at a good point to where
Mhm.
she was almost trying to make the first 25 episodes like an arc or whatever.
Mhm.
Definitely.
So, and just kind of introduce you to like what this is.
Mhm.
And so I thought they did a good job at that, which is mostly the biggest thing I'm mostly looking for with like new books.
Yeah, I agree. I think it does go on like a tangent for like a little bit for like parts of it, and I'm like,
Sure.
okay, let's get back to the meat of it.
Well, I mean, to you, it's like a tangent, but it gets like related like later on in
Yeah,
the
sure.
series.
Yeah,
You don't
I guess.
understand.
No, I guess no, it makes sense.
You just don't get it.
Yeah, I guess no. I think it's really good. I think Rachel Smythe has like a really good art style as well, because she does like, I'm pretty sure she's a digital artist, but she does really convincing like watercolor stuff.
Yeah,
in this
no.
book. Like she feels like she's a concept artist for like a Pixar film,
Yeah,
and and I really am drawn to like that sort of style. I think, and so I think
Yeah.
it's
that's
I
a
think
great
she-
way to describe it.
Yeah, she's like really strong in that aspect, really like emotive, and like has a really interesting world that she's like kind of built just based off of these Greek mythological characters.
My only thing with it, I don't know how like the experience was with you. Can you guess what it is?
No.
My
It's-
experience with it or
No,
your
Nathan.
experience? Oh.
It was just like the coloring when it comes to like contrast, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you have Hades, who's like a blue character, and he's in the underworld, which is a dark place. And it just,
I didn't mind that too
things
much.
just kind of like, they almost like, they don't like bleed together, but it's kind of hard to pick out some of the stuff, like trying to see like his face,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it just kind of gets lost in like the darkness of it.
I don't think I ever really ran into that. So I wonder if
Really?
it's like a printing thing.
Yeah, I'll find like a good example
But
of
yeah.
it.
I always thought that she was really
Like
good.
this panel isn't like that great, you know, there's like worse examples of it, but like
Sure.
Let me
it's
see, let me
just
see.
I feel like it should just kind of like pop, or like there should be like highlights in it.
Yeah. I
So
think
there's
that
just like a lot of that, and and I almost had to like angle my book to be like, what the fuck is, you know?
seems like you need a better reading environment.
I was in my living room. What do you mean?
Get a
And
light
there's a
on
light. There's a light right above me.
Yeah. I don't know. Something's messed up.
It was like my reading light. But
Let's get into it.
should we read this like warning at the front?
Oh yeah. I didn't get a warning at the
You didn't get a
beginning.
warning?
No.
I'll
There's
read
a warning right when a warning needs to be had.
Yeah.
But
it. Content warning from Rachel Smythe. Lord
Yes.
Olympus regularly deals with themes of physical and mental abuse, sexual trauma, and toxic relationships. Some of the interactions in this volume may be distressing for some readers, or this. Please exercise discretion and seek out support of others if you require it. This is
Yeah.
not a laughing matter.
no, it's not. Why are you laughing?
It was his
Had victims.
hesitation.
Daniel doesn't know how to read. I'm pretty convinced.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, dude, it was a nightmare in school. Like when it was my turn to read, I was trying to count which paragraph I'd have to do, and then
You're like, okay,
I just
practice my
stumbled
lines.
across it, dude.
All right, let's get into it. We're on Olympia. Is that where we're at?
Olympus. Olympus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the fucking name, Nathan.
Is that where are we again? Anyway, Hades. He's a character. He goes to a party at the Pantheon, but he's stood up by his date Minth, who he's supposed to go with, and she just
Is it
decides.
Minth or
that,
Minthy?
I don't know.
I say Minthy.
Minthy sounds cool.
I read Minth in my head.
I think we're just
You-
dumb because if it, I gotta laugh.
Who cares about this nymph? Minth the nymph, you know?
Minthy.
Minth. I think it's Minthy.
I Googled some of these people. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
I know. There's a lot of gods. Turns out.
Yeah, so it's all based in like Greek mythology. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
but
Zeus,
in a
Poseidon,
modern
Hades.
twist, though.
Of course.
Is
yeah.
Hades a
Yeah.
thing in Greek mythology?
Hades?
What did you
Mint.
say?
Minth.
Minth.
Mint.
Minth.
It's just mint?
Mint.
Mint.
Oh, okay. I don't like that.
They added a couple extra letters. Okay, yeah, Mint. She's a nymph, and
Which means she's a hoe.
which means that she likes sex. I'm pretty sure. I
Yeah.
think that's what that word means.
She's a
She's a hoe. Yeah.
It's a side chick, basically.
yeah.
And so Hades goes to his brother's party alone. He meets Hera there, who calls him out for showing up stag. And then Zeus also calls him out too. And Zeus is there with Hera. And we also meet Artemis and Persephone. And that's pretty much everything that happens there. We just get to meet everybody.
Isn't it Artemis?
Artemis. Yeah.
I'm going to do this the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah, keep saying shit wrong.
I always read things wrong, so feel free.
Dude, like, you don't remember like the archer in like Young Justice?
Yeah.
Like Artemis.
Artemis.
No. They actually had someone pronounce her
Yeah,
name.
Artemis. Yeah, you're right. She's got a great sense of, color and fashion, I think. Like, fashion especially, I think, is kind of an interesting one in this because they're showing up to a party, they're looking all like bougie and stuff, but you never really think about what gods wear other than like when they're wearing
Togas.
like togas or
Yeah.
tunics or whatever. So it's kind of cool to see him like in heels or like a white suit or something like that.
And
to, like,
driving cars.
yeah, and driving cars. So I just think it's you immediately get a feel of like, okay, this draws on something familiar, but it's pretty modern.
Yeah.
yeah.
This first one, I'm like, is everyone just blue or pink, basically? But they use all the colors, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something I really like about webtoons is that there are comments that you can see after every chapter, and it's really funny to see what like the top comments are for like each one. But I think it creates like a very engaging sort of experience. Because if you read something and something crazy happens, you're like, oh my God, I got to see what people are saying about this. Whereas we have to go
It's
to fucking
really
Twitter or some
satisfying.
shit. Yeah, it is really satisfying.
It's really satisfying.
It's very validating when you're like, man, Apollo's being a bitch. And then you go to the comments and they're like, fuck Apollo. Like, I want to kill him. Like, there's shit like that.
I mean, like, in like Kindle, you can go to like the reviews of like an issue if you have that. But
Yeah, but it's like Amazon reviews. So it'll be like a review of the
Yeah.
physical condition of the book.
and got here late.
It'll be like, I'll read it.
Damage to the box. Went out by again.
I'll go to like see what people are thinking about this Batman trade, and they're like, there's folds or it's bent, you know, and it's not as satisfying.
And it's like a picture's like, look at this damage.
1 star. So yeah, pretty interesting. The chapters or the episodes are really short, so most of the time I only have like 1 or 2 things to say. So
Yeah, but it's more of like the creative aspect too. Like you kind of like look through the scenes and you kind of like look at the details
Yeah,
and like how much
definitely.
you put into it.
and I also think it helps make this like a much more bingeable like thing.
This is 13
oh
pages.
yeah,
That was 13 pages for you?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, interesting. But I
Just
mean,
the
you're
first
flipping
chapter?
through them.
oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often does this come out?
It's supposed to come out like every week unless she like finishes a season. Then she goes on a hiatus.
How
and
long is
then
the season?
It depends.
We could see.
Like
Oh,
this
okay.
first season, I think is like
Like the 25, maybe?
no, there's more.
No, it goes to
Ah.
like 115.
Yeah.
God damn.
115.
Season 2 premiere was episode 116. And it goes all the way up to the 116 through 211.
208.
So almost like 100
Oh yeah, 206.
chapters coming out weekly, it seems like.
Because like this was like made for like webtoons, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like made to be scrolled,
Yeah.
you know?
hmm
I think that's the verb of...
Yeah, scrolled.
And so like it's strange that they even like did this, like the book, like they were able to like cut it up.
I was
Ye-
surprised that
yeah.
when I saw that at Barnes and Nobles
Yeah.
that they had like a physical copy because I was like,
Right.
no way they were able to implement like the webtoons version into like a physical like book to flip over.
You'd think it'd be like one of those books that like folds out, you know?
Or it's just a big scroll.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We get back into reading scrolls.
It's just like a roll of wrapping paper. You gotta fucking
Yeah,
like,
it's like a toilet paper fucking roll. You have to read it in the bathroom, just fucking.
yeah. It's just
That'd be-
all over the floor.
That'd be sick. That's how I would read my comics.
That'd be so annoying. So like, if she's like a digital artist, I mean, she just has this like fat PDF file or whatever that she
Yeah.
like has to scroll and like zoom in on for
Well-
the different spots or whatever.
I think, I don't know. I would be interested to see the process because there's clearly like points where you could cut it off, you know, and then just
Oh,
start
look
like
at-
another page.
So look at this. They like condense a lot of those.
Yeah, it's interesting that they implement a lot of like comic book things, like overlaying panels on top of each other there, where here it's just like clearly its own thing.
yeah.
And so I think it's interesting that they found opportunity to do that. Daniel, chapter
Chapter
2.
two.
Chapter 2.
Episode 2, Nathan.
Artemis has to convince Persephone to go to the party, and they agree on one drink and then leaving. Hades catches shit from Zeus for getting dumped, and then notices the human Odysseus was invited, which surprises him. I really like that people are colored normally. Like they're just like regular people, and they just like exist here as well sometimes, but only like the special ones.
What do you mean colored normally?
Well, like they're colored like people. They're not like fucking light green, you know, or like purple. The gods are like clearly like different
I think
colors.
it's just trying to distinguish the crowd in general, like the non-existent people. you know?
Odysseus is
Yeah,
not.
it's probably
does
just
not
like
exist.
they're just trying to show these people aren't important.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think it's funny that they're just like regular people just there.
Yeah.
Odysseus bumps into Persephone, and then Zeus gets all googly eyed over Persephone. And here's
No,
where I have my first problem with this
Hades.
book.
Hades gets all googly.
He
Not
fancies
Zeus.
her.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Hades.
Zeus has the long hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, Zeus is the purple one.
Hades is the blue one. I know. I wrote down the wrong thing.
Isn't Zeus blue too?
No,
Zeus is purple. Poseidon's green.
Kind of like Artemis.
I think it's just kind of
I think you're
however your
color.
eyes work.
I think you're colorblind.
Wait. Wait, I want to see Zeus now on your side. I don't think he's even in this chapter.
Let me go to the first.
Yeah.
Also, I want to mention too.
Look how blue this guy looks.
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, he does look pretty blue.
Nah, he's purple.
You think that's purple even
That's
there?
purple. His head is purple.
He's like a navy. I'll give you that.
That is not a navy.
Here,
it's like an indigo, if anything.
I'll show you what we're working with.
Say in the comments, and we'll figure out who's
Vote
colorblind here.
on your phones now. This is what we're working with.
He's definitely purple there.
Yeah.
I
He's
feel
like
that.
purple in this one.
So
Maybe
I
it's
think
a
it's
little
just-
bit
yeah,
of a color
printing.
change.
yeah,
Printing.
because printing, it's supposed to be really hard to print like certain shades of green and shit. So
Yeah, see, I have that panel that you just showed me, and he looks purpley there.
yeah.
So, I mean, like, there are like some colors that are kind of lost when it comes to just print for some reason.
Yeah.
It's just like you can't have it be the same. Like, you can't hold the page up to a screen and have it look the same.
Yeah. Here's where I have
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
first gripe,
Continue.
Nathan's issue.
Yeah, Nathan's issue.
he sees Persephone, the thickest girl ever created, I think. And he has love at first sight, and we're supposed to be like, oh wow, what a cute way to start the story. She's the thickest girl I've ever seen.
Look at this pose. Who doesn't fall in love there?
Everybody falls in love there.
Yeah, all the readers fall in love.
It's not like a cute little like, oh, only Hades has eyes for you
She's
know,
beautiful.
Love at
She's got
first
the
sight.
fattest ass. And
Yeah.
and the fucking smallest dress, you know?
Yeah, and yeah, I just think it's funny. He's like, wow, who is that? She's beautiful. Like that's how this chapter ends. Like she's beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cute.
It is cute. It is cute, and she is beautiful. But she's also, you know, if I don't know anything about Hades, I'm like, oh, he just wants to fuck her, you know,
This should just be rewritten in like Hades' point of view.
like frat boy
Yeah,
Hades.
and it would just zoom in on her ass, you know? She's beautiful.
Does she? Are there like watercolor things that are like done in the margins of your?
Water. Yeah, like
Yeah,
things here and there.
I like that extra, like I don't know, little design choice. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
She puts the time in to do it.
I prefer that over just the blank,
Yeah,
you know?
same.
You fill the page or whatever.
Yep.
It's probably pretty fun to do because then you don't necessarily have to like do it with other comics where you like kind of layer panels on top of each other to
Mhm.
fit a page
Yeah,
because you get unlimited page, you know?
exactly. Episode 3.
Do you get these little like episode?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's interesting that it takes up a whole page for you. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hades finds out from Zeus that Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, but
Mhm.
is that how you say that? Demeter?
Demeter.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, but was raised in the mortal realm because Demeter doesn't like Zeus. Aphrodite overhears their conversation and texts Eros, who's the god of love, to talk. And I guess Eros is busy coordinating some sort of thing. I said an organization, but I don't know what that means.
It's probably orgy.
Oh, an orgy.
An
Yes, that's
orgy.
what it
Your
was.
autocorrect.
My autocorrect changed it and I didn't even realize.
Organization.
He's coordinating some sort of organization. Wow. Yeah, that's so funny. Autocorrect. Yeah. I think the idea of coordinating orgy is pretty funny. He's like, hey, you down this time? You wanna be a part of this big orgy?
Well, he is the god of love.
Yeah. It's just funny that that's like, he's the guy
He's
to do
like
that for sure.
Cupid.
Yeah. I also like that this format allows for like longer text message threads. So,
Yeah.
like you don't have to like cut it off. I don't know if you had the same thing, but
It was just like a whole page.
oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I like this bit where he sees her, I think, and then he puts on his glasses and it says like short-sighted.
Excited.
Yeah. Yeah, she has a lot of fun with the lettering, I think,
Oh,
in
yeah.
this, which I appreciate. Episode 4. Hades has a plan with Zeus to have him distract Artemis away from Persephone so that Hades could talk to Persephone. But when they do the plan, Persephone gets caught up with some other dude who gets her drunk
Eros.
really fast. Eros. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know his name yet at this point, but
It seems like she was like drugged because of how fast she got.
got drunk really
Yeah,
fast. I think
got
she was drugged.
I think
and
she was.
I feel like
So
that would
then
be
they
a
could
thing
let her-
that we find out in like episode 100. It's like, oh, that party? Yeah. Spiked your fucking shit.
I love this part where they make the plan to like for Hades to talk to Persephone, and then Poseidon's like, "What do I do?" And then Zeus is like, "You could stay here and drink a beer," and he's like, "I'm on it."
Yeah, that part is funny. I'm like, that's my part of the plan, of every plan. Any
It's
school,
like the
any school
most-
project I'm a part of,
Yeah.
I'm on it. You can count on me. And yeah, so she gets super drunk and then she wakes up in some random bed all alone. And I think it's really creative to like start blurring the words when she starts to like get drunk. I think that's good lettering, good little context there.
And the blurring looked really cool, like in that where it's like showing her eyes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then like just blurring people and stuff. But yeah, it is a cool effect.
Episode 6.
5.
I guess the dude that abducted Persephone is Eros, and it is his mom's plan to place an unconscious Persephone in Hades' car so that when she wakes up, she will think that Hades is like some creepy guy. But what happens instead is that Hades is very nice and takes care of her and puts her in the spare bedroom and like makes sure that she's okay and stuff. And like, what a bad plan from them. Like,
It was definitely Aphrodite. Like,
I think it had merit.
you think so?
Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't like to wake up in the back of someone's car.
This is true.
It's very kidnappy.
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't know.
I wouldn't be like, are you hitting on me? You know? Like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd be jumping out the car. It's kind of strange that these gods have like cars. You know?
How else are they going to get around?
Fly? I don't know.
Pegasus?
A Pegasus.
Yeah,
know?
that's right.
Or teleport. I don't know. I didn't think
Who's
car.
the god of selling like cars? You know, who's that guy in Olympia,
I don't know.
Olympus?
I thought it was pretty creative. Just because
Have,
like
like,
they're
cars?
trying to like, well, not just in general, like that modernist perspective.
Yeah.
You know? Because like, you know how the goddesses, the mythology realm, it was
Mhm.
all like very old. So in order for, I guess, the author, Sarah, right?
Rachel.
Wow.
Wow.
I expect that from Nathan, but not you.
You were at how many
I'm
episodes?
bad with names.
How many
okay?
hundreds of episodes?
I love her work. I just never remember her name.
Wow.
But like, just like you guys got me off of my train of thought now. My point was,
Mythology.
yes, mythology's old.
Ours.
She's trying to get into like a new perspective and getting people into like, oh, I like recognize like the modernistic world and whatnot. So
Mhm.
I'm going to like implement these little things like cars. So like, you don't really think of that, you know, like
Yeah.
gods in like our world, like what we live in.
But are they in our world?
Percy Jackson.
Yeah. Well, technically they're living like,
It
our
seems
There's,
like,
life.
there's a mortal realm.
aren't they in like Olympus or whatever?
they are, but it's like they're living like the life of a human though.
Okay.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Mhm. Yeah, like these gods have jobs. Like
Yeah.
the sun god's supposed to like fucking pull the sun around all day. You
Yeah.
know?
I think they do that anyway. Like
I-
that's like their, because like Greek mythology just like explain shit that happened in the world.
Yeah.
So it's not like they picked up a job, you know.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's true.
they're like-
They didn't apply.
learn
That's just
that,
what they've
like,
always done.
Yeah,
you know?
this is true.
Hades is like the leader of the underworld, but he's like a big corporate guy.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, you kind of realize he has a big house, big mansion.
Yeah, this
I
is
thought
true.
because like he was like one of the top dogs. He just had a big house.
Yeah,
No,
it seems
he's-
like there's A-list gods, and then there's like there'll be like a god of like flowers or something, or
Yeah.
like or
Yeah.
like of rivers.
It's like whoever's like the kids of like Kronos or whatever.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I like the idea of some kid before like 6th grade or whenever you learn about Greek mythology, reading this and then learning about like Eros and being like, that guy's a fucking dick, you know?
Yeah.
Like in school. Like, well, I don't like that guy. I can't do a report on him.
You know what? I just realized I have another issue with this book.
What's up?
So 25 episodes of this thing. It's all about these Greek gods, and we don't really see any powers. You know?
Oh, you learned that later though.
Persephone
Especially
has some hair.
Persephone.
So it gets better.
Yeah, it
That's not a
gets
power.
better.
It's just an inconvenience.
But you get
Medusa from the Inhumans has the same power pretty much.
She doesn't like control it though. It's more like she has to like tame it kind
Yeah,
of
that's
thing.
true. This is true.
You kind of know Hera's power
Oh yeah, there's
when she was crying.
What did
'cause
she do?
she like sees the future. Kind of.
She feels
She
so
feels the
she's-
future.
no.
Oh,
She's
Whoa.
like not the goddess of love, but she's like the goddess of relationships. So whenever
Uh-huh.
she feels like a relationship has been like tainted, or like in this case, what we're gonna discuss later with Persephone, when
can
she
feel that
she
shit?
can feel it. Yeah,
dude, she's probably got so much tea all the time.
Yeah.
yeah,
Whoa, she'd be fun to be friends with.
So she's the go-to for vibe checks.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a go-to for vibe checks.
Wow, good power.
But yeah, it's like
I
stuff
take
like
it back.
that you see.
Episode 6. Persephone has a dream about her mom gifting her dream house.
That was spooky.
but then traps her inside of it so that she can never, ever leave her sight again. And it takes like a really dark turn. And I think that Rachel actually has a really strong like sense of being a horror artist too, because especially like in this format, when you're scrolling, it feels like you're kind of getting deeper and deeper into this dream. And there's like really crazy like
imagery.
Yeah, imagery that happens here. So it's kind of cool to like scroll yourself deeper into like a shitty situation. So I think she definitely like understands the whole webtoon like format very well.
Yeah, even like look at that creepy eye.
Yeah, like creepy eyes or
that's
like
staring back at her.
Or like her mom like staring into her, kind of like dead like in this dream house of hers. So it's pretty cool. But Persephone wakes up and she realizes that she crashed somewhere that she doesn't really know. And she tries to leave, but ends up snooping around the house. And she runs into Hades' dog, who is about to attack, but Hades stops it.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me that this like last drawing is not like the horniest way to like meet somebody. Because he like comes up behind and like wraps his arms around her, and her ass is just like all up in his business too.
And
she's
he's
like,
super tall.
He's
it's
very
like her
tall.
ass is like
He's
in
very
his
tall.
knees, you know?
Yeah, this is true. I like his dog.
What's his dog's name?
Or no.
Your
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
Yeah.
He's got many dogs that we learn about.
I actually thought that panel was like kind of cute, you know?
It is cute, but it's just
he's like super tall and like kind of like a protective kind of way, like stop like saving her, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what this dog is about to do.
Do you think that Hades is dreamy?
Yeah.
Is he your favorite?
Yeah.
Is it because of the jawline?
No.
Mm-hmm. He's got a good personality.
He does
Hades
have a good personality.
I'll tell your mom you said that.
Yes.
I think Hades has a good personality.
She'll understand.
Episode 7. We see like the moments before Hades has to stop his dog. And then we see that
from like his point of view?
Yeah, from like his point of view. He like wakes up and whatever, and then hears the dog out and goes stop him. And then we see Persephone treat the dog like a little puppy and get him on his back and everything. So that was pretty cute. And Hades is impressed that she can do that to someone who's supposed to be the gatekeeper of the underworld. But it's kind of a cool design for like a dog because it's like all silhouette except for like some of the details that are like highlights. It's pretty cool.
Why are some of the panels in like black and white?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Because I think it's for some sort of like emphasis, you know, about like the mood that she's trying to tackle at that moment. But yeah, she does do that a lot. Where it'll just look like black and white watercoloring and stuff.
Okay.
I don't remember that when I was reading this the first time.
Like all the black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something new to me.
So Persephone gets cold because she's still in her dress that makes her look thick. And so Hades gives her a coat that he tried to give to Hera, but she didn't want it and gave it back. So now it's Persephone's fluffy coat.
So in Olympus, there's no like return policy, you know? He didn't just take it back.
Is it like an underworld policy? Because that seems like the kind of thing that would be in an underworld.
Maybe. Yeah, it's like hell, you know?
Like if there's a Macy's in the
you have
underworld.
To keep everything you buy.
Like, it's all final sale.
You have to get it right the first time. Can you imagine that with like Amazon shit?
Oh,
you know?
dude.
Like you buy.
So frustrating.
That would
like
be
buying clothes online. Like
I feel like I return half the shit
underworld.
I buy.
That's some underworld shit. You can only buy clothes online.
That's what hell is.
And you can't return them.
Or like everything you buy, like you get excited for, you know, but everything is wrong.
Yeah.
There's always something
The
wrong
sizing's
about
never
it.
consistent.
It's like AliExpress.
Yeah, pretty much. They both go to make some coffee, but then Persephone sees Minth call on Hades' phone. And we're like, oh, their thing. What's up with the like
his sneaky link, dude?
What's up with the lay crown that like pops onto her head? Is that like a thing that she does?
Yeah, well, okay, so it's like kind of signifying.
You'll get it.
It's like
I just like how excited you get.
Well, because like it's signifying like her, because she can't control her powers, right? You can tell like when she gets stressed out, her hair grows out, right? Yeah. So it's like the same thing. So she got really like flustered with when like Hades was like, you know, staring into her, saving her, holding her hand. So that was like a way of like being like, oh my God. And then it like shows like her flusterness. It's just a way of
it's like her blushing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And she didn't want to show it, but her loss of control of power.
Wow, very cute.
Like, I know.
Would you get rizzed by Hades?
I would get rizzed by Hades. Hard.
Who's your like cartoon crush as a kid?
Probably Robin.
Really? From Teen Titans?
Yeah.
Wow, good
Ooh,
choice.
Valid.
Yeah.
We were watching some Teen Titans this week and we're
Yeah.
like, fuck, this show's good.
So good.
It's
dude.
so funny, dude.
Either him or Ben 10. I loved Ben
Ooh,
10.
Wow.
wait, I didn't even know you watched Ben 10.
I did watch Ben 10
Wow.
because his voice
Dude's
was
hot.
Mm.
Not like a Danny Phantom fan or something?
Oh, I love Danny Phantom. You know, if I could have all of them, I could.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Bit of a freak.
I'm sure there's a video out there somewhere.
Who's your
Who's
Who-
your,
who's your cartoon
cartoon crush?
Timmy's mom?
Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom.
You know, like Starfire's like evil sister,
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
Blackfire.
Blackfire.
I feel
Yeah, she's
Blackfire.
pretty sexy.
Fuck me up, dude.
Ruin my life, please.
That's like kind of the first thing that comes to mind because like it was kind of like a Boba Fett effect to where like there was so little of her to where it like
Oh,
has
yeah.
more of an impact. You know,
Yeah, I
she's
feel
only
that.
in like a couple episodes, I think. You know,
Yeah.
And you're like, I just want to see more.
yeah. I'm like,
she's,
where'd she go?
she's
And she's pretty bad
girlfriend.
too. She's like a bad bitch.
And she's evil.
yeah,
yeah.
What about you? Since we all just threw that out
that
there.
was a good one. You know the like, I guess it's like kind of also a goth lady, but the green and
From Kim Possible?
from Kim Possible,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Oh,
That's a-
Shigo, I think.
What?
Isn't Shigo the dude?
No, she goes the girl.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's like a close second. That came to mind.
Goth babe Kim Possible. Yeah, it's definitely that one. Hold on, Shigo. Yeah,
Shigo.
wow.
You guys want
Sophie
to
wanted
hear
to get
my
rizzed by her too.
sisters?
Dude,
Only
cartoons
because
just
of the
ruined us.
voice.
Like,
Yeah.
Do you guys know who Kick Butowski is?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You don't know
Do you
Kick
know
Butowski?
I don't know.
Wait, are you gonna tell me that your sister was rizzed by Kick Butowski?
Just because of his voice,
Who's
dude.
Kick? What's
you
he
don't
from?
know Kick.
He's the dorkest
Disney
looking.
XD.
He's like the dorkest looking.
That guy looks awesome.
But he is pretty
He's
thick.
like Hot Rod.
Look how
but-
thick he
Oh
is.
my god.
Exactly.
He's got that thing on him.
Yeah, my sister.
Oh
she,
my
loved
God.
she
him.
likes a donk, dude. Is that the name of the show?
Kick
Kick
Butowski,
Butowski,
yeah.
yeah.
Suburban Daredevil.
Kick Butowski.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
I maybe have seen it.
I
What's
think
it
it
on
was-
Disney XD?
It was like
It is
barely.
Disney XD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like was barely able to watch and enjoy some of it before I like kind of grew out of
Oh, okay.
some of the Disney XD stuff. So I think
oh yeah, she's like younger, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I was-
crazy how like different
Only like a
cartoons
year.
are just from like
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah,
well, my
no.
sister, she's like 3 years younger than me, so that's why she was like,
Oh, so she's really into the Kick Butowski
yeah,
era.
she was into, yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
We missed out, bro.
Yeah, we did. I could have been rizzed by Kick Butowski.
I know.
Episode 8. We got a big chapter here.
Oh, okay.
There's some context about how Minth and Hades used to fuck, but he let his phone go to voicemail when Minth called. Persephone admits that Hades and his brothers have like a scoundrel reputation, kind of. And then Hades tells her what he remembers from the last night. And
I love this part where they're talking about Minth and like she's like, so like how do you know her? Is it because of like you and your brothers are known to have so many affairs and whatnot?
Mhm.
And like there's that one scene where it's like, why did I fucking say that?
Yeah.
It's like internal screaming.
Yeah.
He's like, my brothers are already making me like look bad as it is.
They're both worried
and they're
about this
not
situation.
here.
Yeah. I like how she recalls like the story and there's like this lettering being like road raging, like when he was in the car or like snoozing from when she was like sleeping on his couch.
Mhm.
Just like she always adds like those like cute extra details. But then they officially introduce themselves and they exchange cards.
Kind of crazy to have business cards.
When you're a god, yeah, you think
Yeah.
people would know.
Yeah, you're all like brothers or something, right?
Yeah.
You're all
Yeah,
cousins,
true.
basically. Yeah.
Persephone's
That
card
is true.
says Corey on it, which is interesting, spelled with K. And
Does anything come from that?
So it's like her base name, you could say. Like, so they have like their name and then like they have their, I don't know how to explain it, but like their base name.
when would she use Corey?
Her mom uses Corey.
Oh, to her.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so the
it's
god
more,
names
it's more
are
familial.
okay. So god
Yeah.
names are kind of just like
Probably should be
Casual-
on business cards then.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she's like, it's an old business card and
Mm.
whatnot. So she wanted to take it back. But yeah, that's like her familiar name, and then like Persephone is her like actual
What people know
name.
her as.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a nickname, but just everybody knows that nickname.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Like Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana.
Sure.
Hades helps Persephone with her hair because it got super long, and then Hades admits what he said the night before about Persephone putting Aphrodite to shame, causing the whole reason that she was put in the car. And Persephone seems kind of hurt by it. And then that's a little cliffhanger for that. I'm surprised she even knows that it was like Eros that like put her in there, because she was like pretty drunk and then she passed out, and then she just wasn't the whole part of the plan like she was supposed to think that like Hades abducted her?
Yeah.
And she just knows that like Eros put her there.
Maybe it didn't like put her under as much as they thought.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe not.
she was still like a little lucid or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, a bit strange.
Episode 9.
Episode
we get this
9.
We get this white crusty dog.
Yeah, so there was like, that was a fake out. She wasn't actually that bothered by it, what he said. But Persephone meets Hades' small, fluffy dog, Cordon Bleu. And this dog is too aggressive for Persephone to just like play with. Like, I like this panel the most, when like the dog like yaps at him, and it's like this huge force. And Hades tells her about his 6 other dogs, which is Cordon Bleu, who we met.
Mushroom.
We got Mushroom, the husky looking one. Russell.
He's like a fox.
JP.
No, what is that dog name called? Like the
Shiba.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah. We got JP, who's probably golden retriever. We got Fudge. Big John, my favorite.
And then Cerberus.
And Cerberus, the one that we saw from before.
He's like a fucking jackal. Or
Yeah,
something.
he's pretty cool.
Or he's probably more of like a...
He's like a Great
hound.
Dane,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
but bigger.
Zeus calls Hades and forces him to go to brunch. So Hades and Persephone leave his house, but they have their picture taken from afar by paparazzi, I think, which is weird. And that doesn't come up again in this issue, but does that come up later? Paparazzi pictures?
Yeah, so basically, like people from the underworld are like, it's like the news crew, the paparazzi crew. They like spread rumors about the king of the underworld.
Like TMZ, but for like Olympus.
But for the underworld.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There's this thing that they say, like, whenever they say, like, God or something, they just say, gods. Like, gods, he's stupid. You know?
That's
That's fun.
That is fun.
Did we talk about Zeus just demanding family brunch?
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
That's cool that he like still has like the power, kind of.
I don't think he really has like a power. He's just being a
Well,
bitch.
he's like the god of gods, typically, right? And so you'd think that he can
It's
like
also
force
like his
people to do
brother.
things. I know, and I'm not sure how that works.
I don't know
but
I think he's just kind of giving him a hard time. He's like, fine, I'll do it.
yeah, that's true. Hades dresses so like pretentiously. He's got like this whole outfit set up just to like go to brunch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of
He's
the
very
reasons why I
fancy.
like
Can
him.
you see this dude's cars?
Let me go back a chapter.
So look at this panel. It looks like they're looking into the night, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah.
Ours is actually smaller.
I think it's harder for us to see because I think I do remember
they
being
just
like, I can't even see what he's
They
got.
put it at the top and I'm like, there's cars in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really see
That's
much.
a little.
Like if there wasn't a panel that said, that's a lot of cars, I wouldn't know that there were cars in that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm trying to see what it looks like. Oh, I don't know.
Have you found it? It's in the top of chapter 10.
Oh, is it?
The
Mhm.
chapter 10.
Chapter 10.
Yeah, we don't really get to see him. But yeah, episode 10, Hades has many cars. Persephone somehow convinces Hades to let her drive one of the cars. And so they drive through the underworld to wherever Persephone lives. And Artemis storms out, calling Hades a pervert, and grabs Persephone, but Persephone calls out as she leaves, saying that Hades is now probably like a 20% scoundrel, not like the 30 that he was before. Yeah, so that was a cute little thing. They have like an ongoing percentage going on where if he does a nice thing, he becomes less of a scoundrel. And I think that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the just like characterization of Olympia and like going into the underworld or leaving the underworld going into Olympia.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's more like he just lives in like the suburbs kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he's just like leaving a neighborhood because there's like a person like there that he has to like go through.
Yeah.
And
He's just paying a toll basically.
Olympia kind of looks like the Gwen Stacy like universe
Oh,
in Spider-Verse.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, this is kind of cool. She did it first. They bit her shit. And I think she has a really good sense of like comedic timing too, because like Persephone will see like goodbye, and then like his like dumb little face saying goodbye. He's like a little flustered. She's really good at a couple like funny moments like that. But episode 11, Eros shows up, and initially Artemis does not let him in because it's a no boys allowed area. But he brought apology donuts, so they let him inside. And question for Sophia: how effective would apology donuts be if I fucked up?
You would give me the donuts?
Yeah, I would be sorry for something, and I go get you donuts.
No,
not very good.
no.
You could murder Daniel and bring me apology donuts, and I'd be like, okay, all right.
I know.
I'm like, okay, all right. Like, you got a maple bar in there? You got some chocolate sprinkle? All right.
I know that donuts can like fucking turn around Sarah's day, you know?
Really?
Really?
Yeah, she could be having shit in a day, and I go get like some Krispy Kreme, you know?
Ooh.
She'd be like, you got me a treat, you know?
That's good.
I'm like, yeah, and it's good because I eat them too. She ate them all, you know? So,
So you get them for yourself.
dude, I
pretty
tried
much.
to get those fucking like Valentine's Day
Krispy
like,
Kreme donuts?
Krispy Kreme donuts. Did you see those?
No.
They're like heart shaped, and they had all these different flavors and shit.
Sold out?
I went the day before, like Valentine's Day, and they're sold out. I'm like, fuck this place.
Oh, shit.
So I should have went. I should have went like in the morning, I guess. Like
Yeah.
the day before Valentine's Day.
I
you
thought
know?
they were only going to be doing it on Valentine's Day. But
That's what I thought.
was
too.
it like the week of, or like only the day
the day
before?
before? I don't know. I thought it was like the whole week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that'd be good to have,
Damn.
you know, morning of. But nope.
Eros apologizes about putting Persephone's drunk body in a stranger's car, which is an insane thing to do, but he apologizes with donuts, so I guess it's fine. And he admits that his mom was just mad at her for being pretty, and figures out Persephone has a crush on Hades. Oh no.
A couple things.
Yep.
Like, why do you need like a roommate? You know, like I get
Well,
like she's like,
never lived on
I
her
guess
own.
she's young and like her mom wants someone to like watch her, but it's not like they're splitting rent. You know.
Yeah.
Her mom is like my mom, if you know what that means, or my dad. Like
Bit strict.
really strict. So if you remember how she was like, I'm in this program with Artemis and Hestia and someone else to be like a virgin.
Oh
Right?
yeah, like a infinite version or something.
Yeah. So that's why that was the only way for her to get into the city and not be with her mom or be in the mortal
okay.
realm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But in order to do that, Artemis will also be there to like, you know, protect her and everything because she is pretty.
Pretty new to being on her own, I guess.
Yeah, she's really naive.
I accidentally skipped a chapter, but
As
Did
far
you?
as notes, or
no, just I skipped episode 11, but she just gets a phone. It's
Oh.
like a cell phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 13, we figure out the context to what Aphrodite is holding over Eros. Like she like hates him for some reason. We get some context. And
Mhm.
basically some time ago, Aphrodite heard of a mortal more beautifuler than her. And so she tests Eros with making her fall in love with the ugliest man he could find. And so he goes to the mortal plane, finds this woman, and discovers her mom is super abusive. And so he hesitates on, you know, doing whatever he does to finish the job. And that's pretty much that episode. But I like how like his wings look aesthetically.
oh yeah, they're cool.
Like it's like a very deliberate choice to just kind of make it like these simple like brushes, but I feel like that kind of adds to like the abstract of it. And I think that's pretty cool. Like you don't see like individual feathers necessarily.
Yeah, and then
I
like
think it's cool.
he can like retract them, you know,
Yeah.
and he's got like just this shirt with no back, you know,
yeah.
because so he needs his wings to come out.
Mhm.
Yep.
So he's pretty much like Cupid.
Yeah,
So
basically.
like if he shoots her with his arrow, he can control who she falls in love with or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. I think it's interesting that like they can choose when to be seen by mortals or like when not to.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cool. Because he was like right up in her face at one point, and because he willed it so he like was invisible to her. So episode 14, this girl that Eros, you know, is obsessed with, I think her name is Psyche, has an arranged marriage with some rich dude that's pretty toxic.
Mhm.
an old.
Old dude.
An old rich dude. Some creature pops in during the ceremony and grabs Psyche, calling himself the ugliest thing you've ever seen. And that's pretty much all that happens. So this is when I'm like, we're getting away from the point, I think, of this a little bit. But does this character come back? Psyche?
So yeah, she comes back later
Okay.
in the series.
Do you think she's like Do you think it merits having like 4 episodes about this kind of interaction?
Well,
When there's like 200 plus episodes, it doesn't seem that weird.
yeah.
I guess so.
For like a new reader, when you're so like caught up in like Persephone shit.
Yeah, I was pretty invested in what was going on there.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
like a spin-off kind of.
I think they were trying to explain because, when Aphrodite and Eros was like, getting Persephone into Hades' car and
Yeah.
stuff and into the mansion, she mentioned Psyche. Like Aphrodite mentioned Psyche, like,
Oh, I missed that.
yeah. And so I think when she mentioned it, she's like, oh, we should probably give a synopsis of like Eros and Psyche and what happened there and whatnot.
Sure.
Because she's like, don't make me do what I did to Psyche or
Oh, yeah, she does
something
say
like that.
Okay. Episode 15. Eros took Psyche to his house and is teaching her how to read and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They fuck, and then Psyche says that she wants to go outside of Eros's house because I guess she's being hidden there from Eros's mom. And Eros says that he needs more time to figure out what to do with her, but he does agree to let her have visitors. So essentially, she's been kidnapped and is being forced to stay there.
Like Rapunzel, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
He's like already in love with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long has
And
it been?
she seems like, pretty into it too, but it's a bit weird to be like, you can't leave this room or this house or whatever.
Yeah. I like the change up in color though.
Yeah, the like mood lighting when they're in bed. I think it's pretty cool.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 16, Psyche has her family over who immediately call out the insanity of like her whole situation of like her being there and everything. And then they give her a knife to kill Eros with. And that night she tries to kill Eros with the knife, but figures out that he's a god. And Eros was heartbroken by the whole situation. And I guess, so when she's talking to her family about this, she's like, he's really nice. He's like nice to me and doesn't scold me and he listens. And I'm like, your bar's on the fucking floor. Like he does the bare minimum and you fucking fall in love with him,
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty funny.
In what was like shitty about that situation is like she like was backing up when she found out that he was like a god,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like she was thinking about what she was going to do. Like, is she going to stab him, But
Yeah.
because she like bumped into some shit and woke him up, that's when he gets like all heartbroken and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like if she had just put the knife away, then there'd been more to this.
Yeah.
Like
That is
he'd have to
interesting.
kind of explain himself a little bit,
Mhm.
but he just kind of jumps to conclusions.
Yeah. This scene where he actually like gets his heart broken, we see it, I think is done pretty well.
Yeah, it goes through like his whole body
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
because that's how it feels, man.
Yeah. And just like the watercoloring, like the way that she like supplements like what she's trying to display with the watercoloring.
Good clouds.
Very, very good clouds. And so Eros finishes that story. Artemis calls it bullshit. And then while they argue, Persephone's like, I'm going to text Hades.
Yeah.
My question, and I asked you this already, Sophie, but I was like, why do the gods have like what's their cellular network plan looking like? Like who's do you get bars in the underworld, Like are there certain spots where it's like really hard?
It's probably a little tough in the underworld.
Like is
like
it
Olympus is Olympus is probably the best for bars. They got like 5G there.
Yeah. They got the most coverage, probably.
Probably.
Is it Verizon?
And Zeus's number is like 1,
Yeah. Yeah.
Poseidon's like 2. Like that's how it works.
There's not that many, yeah.
Because like it's kind of weird that they have phones in general.
Mhm.
You think they just like shout into the heavens and then they reach at each other,
Yeah. Or like birds, messenger birds.
Yeah.
That seems like a
Some shit like that.
Greek mythological thing, but
You send a raven or send like
yeah.
some.
I know it's supposed to be like for the modern
peasant.
day, so it's fine that they have phones. I just think it's like do they have Verizon or something for like the network plan?
Because none
Is that-
of this like modern stuff is like important, really.
No, it's not. It's just but it's just fun. It's fun to think about.
It's funny to like kind of connect to like these gods.
Yeah. Like I'm
These,
glad
like,
that they
immortal figures.
I'm glad that they get random texts from people and they just ignore it too, thinking it's like spam or
Like
something.
Persephone has like a cracked screen. I'm like, oh, I feel that. she's going through
one's-
some tough times.
No one's immune to that.
She's got some controlling parents. Like I feel that.
Yeah. So the next episode is like a Q&A on the webtoon side of things. I don't know if
Mhm.
you got that too.
What?
she like had to skip a week because she was sick or like broke her arm or something. And so she still managed to put out like an episode that's like a Q&A. So it's kind of like back matter.
Is that 17?
Yeah. But like we get like an actual Q&A. So like some readers would comment like a question and she like answered them here and had like a little drawing. So it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Not again that.
So like, can Persephone grow her hair out without being stressed out? And she can, apparently. So that's kind of cool. So just things like that. Someone asked, Persephone is suddenly on the set of American Ninja Warrior. How does she handle the obstacle course? And she answers badly. And it just shows Persephone like hanging off of like the little, the like little planted things they have to run on. Pretty fun. So I respect that. Episode 17. Hades sees the text from an unknown number because he didn't know that Persephone has a phone and he ignores it. Persephone, Eros, and Artemis go shopping because they find out Persephone hasn't ever shopped before, I guess. So Eros buys a bunch of clothes for her, but like he picks them out for her, which is a bit weird. But
yeah, that was kind of weird.
Persephone is sad about being ghosted, and Artemis is inviting her hot ass brother over for dinner.
That bitch.
Episode 18, Minth keeps calling Hades, but not getting an answer. And then Hades realizes that Persephone's card didn't have her number on there because she didn't have a phone at the time. So Hades decides to come back to reality and he goes to a strip club or whatever this is with Poseidon and Zeus. And I guess they were initially banned there, but they managed to find their way in.
Wait, is this where they're having brunch?
I don't...
Is this strip club brunch?
It might be strip club brunch.
Oh, wait, no. They met earlier, I think.
Okay. But this is like a strip club, right?
Yeah,
this is what
this
it's
is
supposed
a strip
to be?
club.
Okay.
I think they say that.
Is this like is there a god of strippers?
Maybe it's like a god of dancing or something.
Okay. That makes sense. I like so like they were all banned for individual reasons. But fucking, I think Zeus got banned for pinching people's butts. And I'm like, what a weird thing to do at a strip club.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the first rule.
Yeah, Zeus.
No touching.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Poseidon, he got banned because he broke a fish tank.
Yeah. Typical. They pretty much just like sit down and they're like, so how's Persephone? And he was like, we just talked. And they're like, so if we pursue her, that's cool. And then he like loses his shit a little bit. And that's pretty much what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So episode 19, Hades admits that he had planned on proposing to Minth at the party that she didn't go to.
Hated that part.
Why?
Why? Because he has so much more potential than that stupid nymph.
Wow.
The minty nymph.
We don't even know much about her
I do.
at this point.
I do.
Maybe
Now you do?
Maybe she's misunderstood.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Have you ever been a nymph?
No, and I plan not to.
Okay, that's good, I guess. But that's pretty spicy because like that night he was going to propose and he sees the thickest girl ever to exist. And he's like, ooh, maybe not. Which is crazy.
You know what? Let me take it
And
back.
now he's ghosting her. So clearly he's having second thoughts
Yeah.
because of Persephone. But
I love how he just like crushes the ring as well.
yeah, he's got to be pretty strong. Or that was a fake ring. But he wants a queen of the underworld and thought that Minth would be just okay at it.
Probably.
And
I mean,
it's funny how like Zeus and Poseidon like clearly hate her. They're like, yeah, you could probably do better. And while the three of them are talking about how Hades and Persephone would be together, they see Hera and that starts to freak them out. So Hera's what, the owner of this strip club?
Isn't Hera like Zeus's wife?
yeah, Hera's
Ooh.
Zeus's wife.
Okay. Because I was like, she walks in, she's like smoking and shit, and it seems like she was there already, but
No, they got caught.
okay, if they got caught. Okay, that
got
changes the
caught.
context in my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a flashback showing Persephone and Hera meeting, and Hera like guides her through something. And Hera in the present is giving Hades shit and is against Hades pursuing Persephone. So they have some sort of relationship already. Do you understand that better? Because we just saw them briefly meeting, but like, what was she doing with her?
Wait, with who? Hera?
Yeah. What was Hera doing with like Persephone? How do they know each other?
Well, Hera knows Demeter.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, she's friends with Demeter.
And she's friends with Demeter.
That's right.
And so that's how she knows Persephone.
Mhm.
So
Got
even
it.
as a child too, like
Yeah.
you saw at the beginning, she like saw Persephone as like a little baby girl.
So who dated Demeter? Wasn't there one of these people that dated Demeter? Was it Hades?
Later on,
Who hasn't dated Demeter?
Oh my god.
So Demeter is single, but she was trying to go after Zeus.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then
And now Zeus is
then
with
shit
Hera.
broke down. Yeah.
And
I
they
won't
fought?
I won't spoil it.
Did they fight?
Thank you.
No.
Is there a fist fight?
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. There's just history.
I like that. Hera shows Hades an Instagram post of Persephone with Apollo, and Hades is pretty bummed about it and leaves. And I like this this visual aspect of like the phone screen being so like dramatic, because he's like looking at this Instagram post and clearly like hurt by it. I like how she decided to display that.
Beams through
This is
his
episode 20, by the
eyes.
way.
Yeah, episode 20. We also see that like Hades calls Hera Bunny, which feels like a pet name, so that's pretty spicy.
Yep.
And yeah, pretty cool. Episode 21. Artemis's brother Apollo shows up for dinner with his friend Hermes, and they talk about Persephone spending the night at Hades' place. Hermes and Persephone know each other already, and they're happy to see each other.
Mm-hmm.
We see some Persephone ass in whatever this scene is, where it's showing like they like know each other. And I don't really understand this. So do you know what Hermes does for work?
Well, he's the messenger.
Okay. So they were what, friends already? Or
I would believe so.
because he like picks her up and it's like this feels like a little bit more than just like casual friendship.
No, it's a casual friendship.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they've just been best friends for like a while now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So the four of them are in the car asking about the underworld and what that's like. And they all think Hades was nice to Persephone so that he could hook up with her.
I think Apollo was just trying to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apollo's definitely trying to like rizz up Persephone in like these couple
Well,
scenes.
that's not a way to rizz up a girl, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, you gotta do what Hades does and have a sick jawline
And a suit.
and a suit.
And doggies.
Yeah, and six dogs.
doggies, yeah.
6 dogs doesn't hurt. But that's weird, right? Like trying to hit on your sister's best friend. That's not good optics.
Yeah, it's not in good
Faith.
not in good faith.
So yeah, that kind of
Not
tells
in
you.
good taste.
That
That's what I
tells
meant.
you what you need to know about that guy. So Artemis and Persephone have Apollo and Hermes over for dinner. And when Persephone is making the food, she cuts her hand with a knife really deep.
Yep.
I like this little editor's note saying that the blood of the gods is called like ichor, and it's gold, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that they are making dinner and they're just throwing shit in a crock pot. Like they have God crock pots.
Dude.
Holy crock pots.
I do love a good crock pot dinner,
Yeah.
you know, so... So while Artemis is trying to find like a first aid kit, Apollo tries a little bit too hard to comfort her, and he like picks her up and puts her on the counter and starts giving her his jacket, and then is like desperate enough to be like, "So do you like me?" You know, like during this whole thing. And Persephone's like, "We're not talking about this right now." And then Hermes walks in with the first aid kit and sees them together in this like really weird context.
It's just this like ramen packet seasoning that he just sprinkles on her hand.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then-
first aid.
And then it's healed.
Yeah. But like he definitely traps her in this conversation where Persephone would have to get like super confrontational to even try and like dismiss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty shitty. But yeah, so they pour some cut dust, ramen dust on Persephone's wound and it like heals instantly. I think Apollo has to like do something to help with that too. Isn't he like the god of medicine or something?
He knows medicine, yeah.
He just
I'm
knows
not
it.
exactly sure like what his powers are,
Mm-hmm.
but he's familiar with medicine, yeah.
Yeah. And then Apollo forces her into a picture, which is the Instagram post that Hades saw later. But later, Persephone sees there's still no reply text from Hades and starts to think that maybe everyone was right about him. Maybe he was just trying to get into her pants.
Episode 23.
Yeah, episode 23. So later that night, they are watching a movie. Persephone goes to bed early, and then when everyone else is asleep, Apollo starts making his way to Persephone's room. And there's like a thing that Rachel like introduces where it's like this weird brush that she uses, and it looks like it has distinct prongs, like she's painting with like a fork or something. And I think it's very interesting because it feels like
It looks like a musical staff.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
and it's like it looks like it's getting like all tangled and messy and stuff. And the way that she changes up her style when using that, like throughout these next couple like episodes, is really cool. So at some point it like breaks off, and other points it's like more scribbly and it feels like really messy. So I think it's interesting what it communicates. So episode 24. There's a warning in the beginning of this one for sexual trauma, which means that this episode does not go well. And also, as a man, I'm going to sit down and listen this Women's History Month to Sophia explaining this chapter.
Oh God. Why?
As a man,
out of all the chapters.
As a man, I just want to sit down and listen, you know?
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I can do it. I wrote it down. If you want me to.
No, I can do it.
All right. Let's see it.
I can actually do it. I got a few things to tell you guys.
She's fired up.
So basically, Apollo goes into her room, wakes Persephone up, and was like, I came to see you, and that I've been waiting all day for this, and starts smooching on her,
Mm-hmm.
like instantly, with no like hesitation, nothing, no consent. And so she tries to like push him back, being like, I can't really do this sort of thing. This is where she speaks about her history about being a virgin with Artemis, Hestia, and that she's not actually allowed to do any like kind of like sexual acts.
Yeah.
It must be a sacred virgin.
Virgin.
A sacred virgin. And then basically Apollo is just like
Well, you can't
doesn't care.
You can't make an exception?
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, you can't make an exception just for me. And then she starts to question herself, like, was I the one who like enticed him to do this and whatnot? And basically, like, you can see she's like uncomfortable. Like, you can tell based on her position in like this like section here, she's like trying to push him away with like her legs. And like
very scary situation.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly not like taking no for an answer.
Exactly. And then you can see how devious his intentions are, because like his eyes are starting to glow and like a golden color. Yeah. And he starts to like basically take off her clothes and like kisses her some more. And then it kind of goes into more like Persephone's train of thought and how she thinks about this.
Yeah, that was like an interesting bit to where like she's like not like in her head, but it's basically
she like disassociates almost.
Yeah, it's like she goes into like this almost like cage looking place, and it's kind of like what her thoughts are, but it's not necessarily showing like the situation.
Yeah, I do like how she looks in like this section, because she's like pure, you know?
She's trying to like be
innocent. But she's in a dark dimension, you know, which means that like her realm is being tainted in a way. Yeah. So I liked how Rachel portrayed this.
We get some more of this we get some more of this fork paintbrush thing, and it starts to feel like a lot more messy.
Yes.
And it like breaks at a certain point.
And it's like black too as well. And it's like kind of scribbling all over. And she kind of, basically she dissociates. She kind of like makes it just happen and then like tries to forget about it, basically.
Apollo like pulls like a Jeffrey Dahmer kind of thing. He like starts like taking pictures of her.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude. That was
dirty. I was like, yikes.
That was
just
the
to make things worse.
Of my hate.
A fucking picture.
Oh, disgusting. Anyway, but before that, this is where the scene I was telling you about, how Hera was like distressed, and she can feel that someone's distressed. She doesn't know who, but like that's her power, basically. Gotcha. And so like she starts crying.
So she doesn't even need to be like near them or something to feel their relationship. Exactly. It's just like it's something that she feels if it's big enough. Yeah. Interesting.
And so you can tell that it's like Persephone's like own emotions that are like being distressed. And basically, yeah, he takes the picture, which is so, oh man, you should have seen me when I first read this. I was punching the air. I was like, man, let me at him.
Yeah.
I was the comment section.
It even hurts, like, because it's like from her perspective too. So she's like looking up at him, like taking a picture. It's like fuck.
Weird. And from what you were saying earlier, like her hair is like grown out now.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So like you can tell that she's like basically stressed out, but she wants to forget about it. So she basically dissociates from the whole thing completely. And then he just goes away. He's just like, okay, bye.
And then he fucking leaves.
Yeah.
Like going,
he fucking leaves. He's like, yeah, I got work in the morning. I'm like, oh, okay.
But
it makes me
I think
so mad.
I think this is like one of the most like sensitive ways to like display like what happened,
yeah.
You know?
It's done so well.
Yeah.
You know, without it being like too much.
You know what's happening, but it's not as like triggering as like it could be.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it still feels very dramatic in a way that it's not graphic.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I think that she like nails this whole scene emotionally and like the pacing of it and how like it feels aggressive and like makes me feel weird like the whole time reading it.
Without
it's just like wow,
any
this is
censors.
it just feels
censorship or anything like that.
Yeah, she manages to make it feel so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then she kind of like reflects back as she's showering and she snips her hair and she's like, I still look the same, but you know, like hopefully the other people won't be able to like tell that she's not a virgin anymore.
Yeah, it's fucked up. She feels guilty about this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
and she's like scared to like contact her mother. So she basically feels like she has like no support system.
Mm-hmm.
And so she starts crying and sends a text to the Hades.
Double texting.
I feel so bad for her.
But then he calls right away.
And then he calls right away, and I was like,
the text was a little bit more descriptive of like who she was.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for the coat.
Yeah, thanks for the coat. Yeah, exactly. And so he just like calls right away. I thought it was so cute.
It's so relieving.
Yeah,
that he calls, and I'm
it's like a little win,
God.
You know.
Yeah. I liked how
it's definitely what she needed, you know.
I liked how it had like the little chime like note thing on there.
That was fun. And this chapter has my favorite comments. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's the very top comment. The title is Imagination. I'm not sure why. And the comment says like in stars, unsheaths katana, who I gotta kill this time. And then hashtag cinnamon roll protection. I don't know what that means. I don't know that entire comment kind of confuses me. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
So
that's the defenders of Persephone.
Yeah.
That's what they call them.
My second favorite one. Wait, so did he take her virginity? Question mark. Like, dude, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of what just fucking happened here.
Wait a minute. I don't know if that's like they're trying to be like ironic or something.
No, he creates an edit for this comment and he says, okay, I know he did, but I was confused for the first 10 minutes because of the way the scenes were split up. 10 minutes to read this?
Yeah,
that's like insane.
This chapter that should take like a minute probably.
Yeah, so I love these comments. I think they're very funny sometimes. I was like, I read that and I was like, I gotta know what the people are saying, you know, and it was just very funny. So yeah, last episode we meet Adonius, who's like a little blue kid with a giant godmother, Rhea, that protects him from his abusive dad, Kronos, who wants to kill him out of fear that Adonius would grow up and destroy them both, I think.
I guess someone told him that.
Yeah, someone told Kronos that. Why are these gods really big?
These are like the primary gods.
So these gods are always really big?
These are the Titans.
Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, but other gods are just regular human-sized, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
These are the parents, you know?
Yeah, these are
they get smaller as
the creators, basically.
So we see Kronos eat Adonius, and then Hades wakes up from his dream. So he is Adonius.
Okay.
Did you have that question?
I was like, because I forgot about the Adonius part. Because I guess like I read that and I didn't make that connection later.
Yeah. So it goes back to what you said, how like Hades and Persephone, these are kind of like their god names, stage names almost, but like Adonius is like maybe his real name.
Yeah.
When do they get their names?
When they're born.
No. they're god names, their stage name. Like I just wonder what that looks like.
Maybe you get to pick it like a rap name.
That'd be cool. I like the design of Kronos. He's kind of like the
Gaia.
silhouette thing, and it's pretty cool.
Kronos is really cool looking.
Kronos is very cool looking. He looks very cosmic and like
Yeah.
some of the.
He looks like eternity or something.
Yeah, he does because he
Yeah.
has like these celestial galaxies or whatever inside of him, which is cool.
So Gaia said that he was going to grow up to like destroy them or whatever.
Hmm.
And I think Gaia is like the god of the earth or something.
Cool.
I think I know that.
Sophie, do you know Gaia?
No.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
that's
I was
fine.
like, where did you find that in the series?
No, there's like this this metalcore band, and they had a song called Gaia, and like the whole album was like this like earth
So that's your
kind of album.
I'll
So
look
that's
up.
my guess. So search up Gaia, Gaia.
Okay. Well, I have to get rid of Kick Butowski.
Gaia does sound familiar. I think there is a Gaia in the series, actually.
Goddess of Earth. Yeah.
Nice. What was that band called?
Gaia is the ancient Greek goddess of Earth, the mother of all life and source of all creation. Wow, that's pretty OP.
Yeah, it's this band called In Heart's Wake.
Mhm.
It's like this Australian band. They're fucking sick.
Oh, cool. And then just to wrap this up, Hades assures himself that Kronos is in Tartarus
hmm
now, which is like God prison probably, so he can't hurt him. And then we see, since he just woke up, he takes a look at his phone and sees Persephone texted him, and he freaks out, realizing that he accidentally ghosted Persephone, thinking it was some random person, and gives him a call. And
It's her call.
I like the moment that he like realizes he's like shit. He's like looking at the text messages. I think she nails that whole feeling, which is very funny. And yeah, that's the trade. The first 25 episodes.
So I got a little bit more. I'm just going to call that back matters. Let's get into back matter
Let's
matters.
get into back matter matters.
Back matter
So-
matters.
Thank you, Sophie.
Back matter matters. There's this little like note that she originally wrote this chapter to be episode 10, and then with like the editor, it says it didn't really like make sense to have it here. And then it says like art assistants. So she has art assistants Christina Ness and Amy Kim.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I'm like,
Maybe they do like
please
the
help.
maybe they do the watercolors,
Probably. Yeah, she just does like the
main drawings,
bodies and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like it is Hera's birthday at Hera and Zeus's house.
Mhm.
Zeus looks way purpley here. So
That's good.
yeah, I agree with you guys. Yeah, I'll for the class. You know.
Ooh.
And Hades is bringing his hoe of a girlfriend, Mint, and Hera's not happy about that. She's not like Mint.
This is like
Yeah.
the okay.
She hates me.
And so
And so do
Hera
I.
starts drinking. She likes a bit of wine, you know.
Okay.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
And Mint is like trying to like get Hera to like her.
Okay.
I don't know
That's
if it's
good.
like genuine,
Oh,
and Hera definitely doesn't think so.
okay.
But they go to the living room and they start opening up presents.
Oh, that's nice.
Aw.
She gets a mirror from Amphitrite. Amphitrite.
This feels like school, doesn't
It's
it?
fucking hard. And she says it's cursed. You can use it to turn mortal bones to liquid. She's like, fantastic.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Yeah. And Hades gives Hera a gift, and it is a sweater or a coat.
Fur coat, you say?
And when she touches it, she gets this little like these vision eyes. She's having a vision,
Whoa.
and she like goes to this like smoky world in her head. She's like, "Is this a vision? I haven't had one of these in years." And then she sees Hades at the altar with a bride, but we can't see the bride because she's got the veil
veil.
over her face.
Whoa.
Wow, she's
Probably
like,
Persephone.
yeah, she's like, he's getting married. She's like, I have to see, but her vision ends. But if you like look with your eyes, you can like see it's like probably,
It's probably Persephone.
Persephone, yeah. But she can't see it. And
Well,
then
that's good.
and then she snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And
Mom spaghetti.
and then she's like, oh, I can't like accept this because I guess since she touched the coat, she's like, oh, this is clearly like something that he'll need, and so she just gives it back with like no explanation.
Oh. So they were a thing, and then she realized that she is not going to get married to Hades? Were they a thing?
Dude, no, Hera is married to Zeus right now.
Okay, never mind.
Is at her birthday party at their house that
Okay,
they
got
live with.
Okay,
They
good.
live in.
All right, so he's not a homewrecker. That's good.
No. So she gives the coat back to Hades,
Mhm.
her brother-in-law,
Because the way that Hades says it, it seems like he was trying to give it to like his girl at the time, and then
That's what it made it seem like.
yeah.
But no, he says Hera.
He says Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't explain why she doesn't like it or anything. And then Zeus is even like, dude, don't embarrass me. Like, just accept it.
Yeah, don't be weird.
She's like, it's beautiful. It's just not for me. She's like, and now he's like, what am I supposed to do with a fur coat? And she's like, I'm sure it'll come in handy one of these days.
Wow.
With a wink and a point, you know?
She knows.
She knows.
Relationships.
And that's it.
Goddess of
Wow.
relationships.
That probably makes sense to not have it be like right there. Like we're episode 10, you know?
Yeah, I kind of like it a bit more that it's at the end because I'm like, ooh, you know? I'm like,
because if I'm seeing, you know, episode 10, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, they get married. That's good.
yeah.
What a relief, you know?
Yeah.
And then we get like the about the author or whatever.
About Rachel.
Yeah.
What else has she done? I just like,
I don't know, but her Twitter handle is used Band-Aid.
wait, really?
Yeah, I think that's funny.
That's awesome.
Twitter and Instagram, and her Facebook is used Band-Aid illustration. LauraOlympusBooks.com.
I think she like has her socials at the end of like the Webtoons one. It says her Twitter. Oh, it is used Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Whoa, I just saw like, oh yeah, Rachel Smythe, you know.
I think it's just Smith. I just said Smythe to be funny. Like,
I don't know. She has a Twitch. So I guess she maybe does this, you know, live.
oh, that'd be cool.
I looked up her Twitch and she hasn't been live since March of 2020.
Whack.
So it was a strange time for everybody. Anyway, that was Back Matter. What did you think of this book, Daniel?
Pretty good. I would give it
Oh yeah, the rating.
I'd give it a love it with like the cotton candy ice cream. That's like the
Ooh.
blue and the pink, you
Okay.
know?
Ooh.
That's kind of one of those flavors that you don't necessarily like put any toppings with it because I think it's just like good enough as that is.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if there's anything that would enhance that flavor.
Mhm.
So I just keep that as it is.
Okay, I like that.
Not at any like slight towards the book. or
Yeah,
anything.
and
It's just-
aesthetically it looks good. Just by itself. You don't need sprinkles
Yeah, it's
on that.
cool looking.
You don't need sprinkles on that shit.
yeah.
Okay. I would give this a fruit by the foot because it's kind of like an infinite scroller.
Ooh, I like that.
And I enjoyed it the whole time.
An infinite roller.
An infinite roller. But it's like the fruit by the foot when you like unroll the whole thing and you just like put it in your mouth and then you eat it without hands. Because I felt like I
That's
binged
how
this whole
smooth it
thing.
is, yeah.
Yeah. And I enjoyed binging it
I was
that
like
way.
grabbing like the end and just like smacking it, you know, so it unrolls really fast.
Oh yeah, that was always
Yeah.
satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would rate it. Pretty good.
You can hit someone from a distance.
Sophie, what would you rate this book?
I would rate it a big cinnamon roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
The highest of honors.
The highest of honors. Because
When was the last time you had Cinnabon?
probably at my work one
Mm.
time.
I got some after a movie like last year.
Do you feel good about the decision?
It was Sarah's.
Oh, okay.
They had these like little ones. They were cool. I'm like, oh, it's like a little treat, you know? They
Okay,
made it
nice.
to attack us because we like a sweet treat sometimes.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
little
Everybody,
sweet
everybody
treat.
likes a sweet treat sometimes.
Yeah. And it had like these nuts on it. It was really good.
Nice.
I'll put it with like pink and blue sprinkles.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
My fruit roll up is the blue and red one. Do you remember they would
Oh,
like
yeah.
perforate them?
Yeah, I didn't
And
really
you,
like
and
those.
you could, like rip them. I would just eat it whole anyway. But,
yeah.
Or like, do you remember like rolling it all out and then making it into a huge ball? You just like stick that shit in your mouth.
And you're just like, you gotta chew the shit of that thing.
You have to breathe really
'Cause
fucking hard.
It's like the size of a baseball.
Yeah, you gotta breathe so hard.
It wasn't even enjoyable.
Yeah,
I like
no,
never did
It's
that
like
shit.
it's not the way to
You
consume
just
that.
eat it like an apple.
Yeah.
Like at that point.
All right, let's get into the poll list. Colin, Sophie.
The poll list. I don't know what else is there.
Shove it in your box.
Shove it in your. Oh, is it really shove it in your box?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the name of the
Oh.
segment. The poll list. Colin, shove it in your box.
The poll is, what did you shove in your box?
Oh.
Dana, what was in your box this week?
A small week, gonna grab Ultimate X-Men
Yup.
#1 and Batman the First Night #1.
Is there
What
I
about
got-
you?
those two things and Batman 145? So,
Okay.
Also a small week for me.
Gotcha.
There was something that I was gonna pick up, or Spectacular Spider-Man came out.
The
And
first
it's-
one?
It was like a first issue, and it's by the writer of the show Spectacular Spider-Man, like the cartoon.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, that might be kind of interesting, but I don't want to pick up a whole lot of new things because I'm pretty behind
Yeah.
on stuff. So yeah, just those.
Sophia, anything for you?
Did you
Not-
read anything new recently?
Well, I have been reading more webtoons.
Which webtoons?
Are you reading other webtoons?
I'm reading other
You're
webtoons.
cheating on Rachel
Uh-oh.
Smythe?
I'm not cheating on her. I support her.
Yeah.
But I was telling Nathan about all the other stories that I've been reading.
I did get a rundown on a lot of. She didn't save it for the pod. She
Does
had to
it
tell me
seem
that.
like there's like thousands of books on there, or is it just like a couple?
No, there's
No, I wouldn't
a
say
lot of
thousands, but there's like
books.
probably a couple hundred ones that I think they like vet them or something.
Probably.
'Cause there's not like a whole lot of shit.
How do they make money? Is there ads?
That's what I was asking. So you can buy Webtoon coin,
Mhm.
the cryptocurrency,
Okay.
but if you want to stay caught up,
Yeah.
like to a series, so I think like Laura
Is that why you're not
Olympus,
caught up? You don't
No,
have
no,
enough
no.
coin?
she can still read up to
I
like
can s-
270 whatever,
yeah.
but up to like there's like 5 episodes that are probably out right now that you'd have to buy with the Webtoons coin if you wanted to. But if you don't want to buy it, you can just wait and it'll come out and you can read it for free.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I think it's a very interesting model because you can choose to give Webtoons the money, buy the things, and I assume Webtoons gives Rachel money
right.
for it.
And they get a cut or whatever.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting.
How many coins do you get like for like $1?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I have never bought
Never done it? Oh,
crypto
okay.
coins.
Which is kind of cool. Kind
For
of
sure.
I'm surprised it works. That business model, you know?
Yeah, as long as they're able to like keep, the piracy down, then seems like it should be fine.
Yeah. So yeah, what Webtoon series is
So there's another one that my friend Rachel and I like to read, and it's called Suitor Armor.
Oh yeah, you tell us about that one.
Yeah, where it's like the fairyland, and then like they're at war, and basically one of the like maidens in the castle is actually a fairy that is like in a castle, but no one knows that she's a fairy except for the king who died.
Mhm.
So now no one knows.
And so, well, yeah, now no one knows. Not even the princess that she's supposedly being like the handmaiden for knows about it. So basically, it just tells about her life and how she becomes like, how she kind of like develops her character development, her past, how she learns about it, how she uses it. And then also like, I guess, developing like a relationship with like the suit of armor.
Mhm. How many episodes is this one?
They have 112 episodes right now.
Is there like a cover?
Yeah. It's like
is it like a
this.
series cover?
Well, kind of, but like it'll show you like the characters.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good art style.
Yeah. I like the art style. It's really cute.
Mhm.
And they keep you in suspense too. There's another one too about this crime lord.
Oh.
He's so sexy. Just because he has a lot of tattoos, he's really buff and he has long hair.
This
He's
is
like
basically smut
above
for Sophia.
Keanu Reeves, dude. Look at him.
I want to
Hold
see
on.
actually. I haven't seen this
Hold on.
dude you have the hots for.
He's so cool.
This is your smut.
Nathan, what did you read this week while she's pulling that up?
I was like, let's see what else they got on this Webtoons thing.
Okay.
And I found this horror comic called Don't Read This.
Oh, good title.
And I was like, fuck, I gotta read it.
They got me.
Yeah, they did, dude.
I love breaking the rules.
I was like, fuck, they got me. And so it's like, it's the author's username is I Drink Mercury,
Okay.
which is a good name. And the first episode is called Why. And I'm like, okay, it's a book called Don't Read This. And this is literally the entire first episode. So it's this little guy in like this little nothingness area.
Like,
He's
why?
Why would you do this? I'm like, okay.
I told you
all right,
not
fine.
to read it.
And then you like keep going, and eventually you are like a character in this. I think,
It's like a first person kind of thing?
yeah, it's kind of like a first person kind of thing. He's like, why are you here? I think you should like leave. You can go over here where there's like everything, but in here there's nothing, and I'm scared of the outside. And so like just throughout like there's 25 episodes I think you could read for free, and he's basically just like you're able to like get him outside, and he's kind of scared of some of the shit. And you can see why he's scared of some of the shit because you're walking around a forest at some point, and some of the trees are all like wavy and weird, and they have like eyes and like a mouth, and they kind of like take control of you at some point. And there's a sign that points to like the town or like a lake, and you go to tell like this little dude like, hey, there's a sign over here. And when you go back to the sign, there's like it's like all smudged out, so you can't really tell what it says. And
Scroll back.
Yeah, but like your character or like the reader's character can't like talk to him. He just kind of like likes you and will just like follow you kind of deal.
Is it like a choose your own adventure kind of thing?
I think I think its original incarnation wasn't on Webtoons. I think it was on a platform called Canvas. And you could choose like I think people after every chapter would choose what to do with him next out of like 2 options.
Okay.
Like the author gave them.
Maybe you like click one of the arrows.
Yeah,
and just
it seems like
jumps to wherever.
it seems like kind of like one of those. But I read it. There's like some like pretty solid horror aspects, but overall, like I got caught up and I was like, okay, I've had enough of this.
You had 25 chapters?
I did,
episodes?
yeah, just to see because it was pretty easy to burn through. But I want to do this other one called
like read or like review on the pod.
No, just read individually. It's called There Are No Demons. And
Sounds like there's probably some demons.
It looks pretty freaky. So like here's like the little thumbnail for that one. So it looks like pretty, genuine horror manga type shit. So
interesting.
Well, we'll take a look at that. But
did you read anything else or just that?
I read Sinister Sons.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It's pretty good.
Number one.
Okay. Yeah, just number 1. We basically just see the introduction of Lorzod. Yeah, Sin Sun is one of the characters. I already knew about him. He's pretty dumb. But we see like him and Lorzod, which is like General Zod's son. He's basically trying to not live in like his General Zod's shadow. And so he tries to like overthrow a different planet. And this is the planet that Sinestro's son, Sin Sun, is on. And he's trying to leave. And so you see them meet when he tries to like steal his spaceship pretty much. And that's pretty much where we're at. But the art style by David LaFuente, I think, really carries the whole thing. And he's pretty cool. So far, so good.
Sweet.
But that was the only other thing I read.
Steffi, did you pull it up?
I did, but I wanted to get a bigger picture, but that's okay.
Okay, so scroll back.
So that's how he looks like. He has like golden eyes. He has long hair and he's really buff. And the little girl.
That's a daddy for sure.
I know. Dude. He has a man bun too.
You like man buns?
Only on him.
So you wouldn't like it if I did.
He makes it okay.
No. Yeah.
Wow, I can't pull off man buns, but this guy can.
Yeah, this guy definitely can. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, like he is like a bodyguard for a very famous crime lord, and this girl.
Cool idea.
This girl that is like part of like a newspaper industry like company, it's like not very famous, is trying to get intel on like one of these like higher ups, like a famous person that's like pretty rich basically. And sooner or later she kind of finds out that she kind of whatever she was researching is like part of like the mafia basically, and her research kind of like has her and him like meet up.
Okay.
And so it's a story of like them trying to figure out like how to solve the situation that they're in that involves
Are they
her.
romantically involved?
No,
okay.
Not at first.
Not at first,
but they kind of develop feelings later on. But like
so she's a reporter and he's crime boss bodyguard, and so she kind of gets tea off of that relationship in general. Okay.
Yep. Basically. And then he also gets tea because like he's trying to get like down to the situation and like trying to see who killed like the not the crime lord, but one of the people that worked for the crime lord. Yeah.
I like that idea. Bodyguard for a crime boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool,
he's really, really cute.
That's why Sophie likes it. The sex appeal strikes again.
Like the plot like fucking sucks, but
but it's a daddy, so you gotta read it. What'd you read?
I read this book called Red Light. It's a AWA comic.
Oh, okay.
It's written by Sarah Cho and art by Priscilla Petrades.
What made you pick this up?
I heard about it on the First Issue Club podcast, and it seemed pretty interesting. It's kind of got like this like Westworld vibes where it's like kind of like near future, but still like the future, to where like there's like a brothel with like these like AI cyborg things in there. Not cyborg, but like androids.
Yeah.
You know? And we follow this main character. Can't remember her name. I think it's Macy or something. And she's like the first one that has like empathy, you know, and so first AI that has like empathy. Yeah, and she has like never like left this brothel or anything, so she's like kind of determined to like get out. And it's pretty neat actually.
Nice.
Yep, real good art. And yeah, just like the way it was described was I thought it was interesting. So she's never been outside, she's trying to get out. I think it's a limited series. I think it's only supposed to be like 4 issues or something.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of those two creators, so
yeah,
interesting concept.
Definitely.
Me and Sophie played a video game. Well, we finished a game called We Were Here Together, The Friendship, which is like the game involves like 2 players, and you have to like, it's kind of like a big escape room. Like you have to rely on each other's information in order to like get out wherever you were. So we finished that, but we started a new game called Remnant. From the Shadows, I think is what it's called. But basically it is like Dark Souls, but with guns, and it's co-op. And so there's these like really freaky looking like creatures and monsters that are like these infected things, but you have, once you hit like bosses, you have to like learn the boss's like fighting style, and you have to like specifically try and avoid it. And they purposely give you really limited like resources to heal yourself. And it takes it's supposed to like be pretty difficult and take a couple tries to get through like every boss and like navigate your way to them. But it's pretty cool so far. We're only like an hour in, but it's a game where every time I talk to somebody about it that has played it, fucking loves it. So I'm excited to play it.
Interesting.
Carter loves it.
Yeah.
Parker loves it.
We were just playing it,
Ben
and Carter
loves
came
it.
home and he was like, "No way, you guys are fucking playing Remnant." And I was like, "You know about this game?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I fucking love it." And then
he's
said,
like, "I'm gonna get on."
Yeah. And so we might have our campaign with him. But he said that he was playing with his friend and got to a part where it was so hard that he just like got stuck, and then he never like picked it up again. So
that doesn't sound like a game where I'd be like, "Whoa, you're playing this?" You know,
well,
I'd
like
be like, "Fuck that game."
The story of it's like pretty like, you know, there's like an interesting world there, and the gameplay is like pretty fun to play. It's fun to see like your friend that you're playing co-op with gets like snuck up on from like the side, and like by the time you warn them about this creature's like sneaking up on you, like they're already fucking dead. So it's kind of fun in that instance. And then it's like, dude, get me up, and there's just like 50 things going on at once to try and like, you know, salvage surviving. But yeah, pretty fun. And then we watched Dune 1 and 2.
Oh man, what'd you think about Dune 1? You thought it was lame?
No, I said wow.
Lame. That's what I heard.
Honestly, I was confused with like the storyline. I don't know if it's just because like they jump into different like scenarios, or they just like skip some things. It just, for me, it didn't flow quite right. So I had a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's not an easy world.
It's not.
I'm not like confident in any of it, really.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to pick up, and you have to like really pay attention like most of the time in order to get all of the stuff. But I think visually really cool. The first one,
insane.
Like a lot of the war scenes, a lot of really like cool sci-fi concepts, like with the different ships that they have, some of the weapons. It does seem like there's like a lot that's kind of thrown in there, because there's the Bene Gesserit, which is like a thing, and you're like, okay, this is something that, you know, is brewing in the background. But
do you feel like you got more from it because of what we read?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that episode, I was like, do you know what a Bene Gesserit is? And you're like, I don't know. And you had seen the movie.
I saw the first one, but like 3 years ago when it came out.
But also like it wasn't a big deal like there. Like it's something that you're vaguely aware of, but that's like the voice. That's the thing that allows them to have like the voice power.
I thought the Bene Gesserit was like the ladies.
It's like, yeah, it's the ladies, but like the special ladies that can, they're like Jedi essentially.
Yeah.
Like they are people that have this like power of like the voice.
Right.
But it's only given the ladies typically. And so the fact that Paul has it, he's like an abomination.
So were you guys like turned off by like the end of it?
The end of Dune 1?
Yeah.
It does get a little bit dry on Arrakis. Literally. Desert planet. Like,
no, because like
it gets like very slow.
So I didn't know it was like a part 1, you know? So I'm like, where the fuck is this going? It's been going, this movie's been on for a minute, and then we see Zendaya for like 2 seconds, and then it's over.
Yeah.
I'm like, when there's like Dune part 1, I'm like, are you? Because I was like, I like when shit wraps up and they should have
And it
said
feels
Dune
good.
Part 1 at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
It's a bit bold to call a new movie franchise like a part 1.
they knew what they had, you know?
Yeah. When you have like Denis Villeneuve, like this incredible filmmaker, you're probably gonna get at least.
I think it's pronounced Villeneuve.
No.
Bill, no.
I heard someone pronounce it that way.
I hope it's not that,
No.
because that sounds dumb.
It's like he's like
Villeneuve, sure.
Villeneuve. I don't know. You can
But
say
yeah,
how you want.
he's really good at what he does, and there's like a lot of characters for sure in that first one.
Yeah.
So thank God most of them died. I mean, it was really cool. Like, I think Oscar Isaac's fucking awesome, but he like dies pretty early on. I was sad about Duncan Idaho
I know.
because he was super. The way that
I
he
like
dies is
Duncan.
like really cool though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like trapped in this room trying to like buy time essentially for Paul and like the Atreides family to escape. So that was cool.
Yeah, he's the man.
And so the first one's, I think the first one felt longer than the second one. That's just me personally though.
Yeah, it's definitely like
It was a lot more
slower.
context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I noticed about the first one is that all the action's front loaded, and in the second one it feels like all the action's like in the back
Yeah.
loaded. So it was cool. Big worms are cool.
I like the big worms.
What are they called?
The Shai Hulud.
Yeah,
Shai
Shai Hulud.
Hulud.
Oh, were you testing her or like you're just asking?
I just don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Open to the room.
Getting into the second one.
Yeah.
This made me like really miss like subtitles.
Dude, I know.
I was like, what the fuck did you say? I'm like, how do you spell that?
I was, as soon as the movie started, I was like, fuck, I would,
Because like
I would love some
when I see
subtitles.
how shit's spelled, it really sticks with me way more.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I watched,
Shai
like-
Hulud.
I watched Game of Thrones the first time without subtitles.
Yikes.
Fucking nightmare.
Yikes. I would be.
I thought Tywin and Tyrion had the same name, you know?
Oh, no.
And so I was like, oh, that's how you spell it. You know? So,
Dude, if we were watching Game of Thrones without subtitles, I'd be so much more lost than I
Yeah.
already am.
yeah, but I definitely missed that bit.
Yeah, well, you can request like a closed captioning device.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
It's a little, it is a little cringe to be hard of hearing, I guess.
I don't even get tickets in person anymore. You know, I'm not gonna ask for this thing.
I
you know?
might for part 3. I'll be real.
Yeah. Dom went with us and he did that same thing where he hadn't seen the first one. He watched it like that morning.
Very helpful.
Yeah. I'm like, how do you feel about doing both of them? He's like, I'm really glad I waited that long to do both.
Yeah, same.
But the scale was definitely like really sick in the second one. You know, just like
Mhm.
everything was just like so big and like look at all these people, you know?
Yeah, I think the second one has to cover a lot of ground for like just this movie, because Paul starts off as like this fucking loser that's just
Yeah.
tagging along with the Freeman, and then by the end of the movie, he's like, you know, leading them and like about to like take over pretty much all of Arrakis. And
like
so
the
there's like
universe or whatever.
that journey, even though they covered a lot, I feel like they paced it pretty well. And there's like specific points where he's starting to like gain traction with these people.
yeah.
So I think that's cool. It was just like a lot to handle. And Sophie brought up that this movie was very religious feeling.
Yeah, it was very.
And depending, you know, on if you think that's interesting or not, it could hurt the movie.
You mean like just how the Fremen are or like the Empire in general kind of thing?
That's how the Fremen are, right?
No, so it's like how the Fremen are, but it was more of like dictatorship with like religion.
Yeah.
I felt like
Yeah.
because what's his name? Paul. Paul was like at first he was hesitant to be the Messiah. He didn't think he was the Messiah, right? And then all of a sudden he's like he thinks that he's the Messiah. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's because of
after he drinks the
the
poison.
blue juice.
Yeah, the worm juice.
The worm juice.
Yeah, worm juice makes you go fucking insane, I guess.
think
'Cause
so.
what the fuck was the mom on this whole time?
On the worm
juice.
juice.
On worm juice, right?
And the
That's
daughter
insane.
too. Oh,
She wasn't very nice after that.
the fetus.
The fetus. The
That was
fetus.
a little strange.
I was like, okay.
I
and
was
she's like talking to her and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
like in
the
the
baby's
movie.
on that spice, dude.
Yeah. Baby's high before she
Yeah.
even comes out.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Or the mom's just so high that she thinks like her fetus is talking to her.
That'd be a better explanation. But I guess,
Oh my
like,
God.
I guess the fetus is a Bene Gesserit too, and they can like talk to each other.
Yeah.
But if Paul's a Bene Gesserit, why can't he talk to fetus? You know, it's weird.
I mean, maybe it's just like the bodily connection or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
probably what it is.
I mean,
Yeah, I think it's just like the worm juice makes you all crazy and stuff. But
I'd like to get like so high that I think that I'm Jesus, you know?
it is funny that Paul gets high and then his eyes turn blue. Like I know, like
I think it happens to everybody.
it does happen to everybody. I just think that's funny because it's like the drug makes your eyes like reverse bloodshot almost. Like it just turns in blue. I think
Like
it's funny.
wow, it's red for us.
Problems with this movie. How does everybody get on the worm? Because it seems like a pretty big fucking
You
deal
really
for
gotta
one.
time it, you
Like
know?
one person getting on the worm, big fucking deal. It's
Especially this pregnant lady.
very hard. Yeah, a pregnant lady with like an egg on like a tent, and it's like, what the fuck? How does everybody get there?
Or maybe you just like stand in front of like the boom thingy, the boomstick, and then you just like grab on.
Yeah,
You know, and like the worm goes under you.
I
Kind
like
of thing.
that they explored how that process works. Like you have to go on a hill and have like the worm try and eat the thing, and then when the hill collapses, you just get on it that way.
Yeah,
I think it's cool that they showed that.
that was neat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand how the steering works. It seems like they're just like pulling gills in like certain ways.
Yeah, I guess like they get like annoyed by the sand or whatever. So when you like pull it up, they're like, get that out of here.
Okay,
You know,
that makes sense.
that like it worked for me.
How do the Freemen have all this technology?
Yeah, I'm like, it doesn't seem like they have anything.
Where's the R&D department that workshopped the laser gun that shoots through the
yeah,
big fucking
like
things?
warships?
I think they just stole it from
Is it-
like the other
Like the Harkonnens?
from you know like those little mine things that like get the
Yeah.
dust, right? Well, they had soldiers. So
Yeah.
they kill the soldiers and then they get the equipment.
Are those Harkonnen soldiers?
The first ones were, but the
And
one
like the black suit with like the dome?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Yeah, those were Harkonnen soldiers.
I would accept that. Yeah.
Dude,
Like
that's
big
what,
lasers.
that's my only explanation.
Dude, that scene was cool though, that first one.
Oh, with,
where they shoot down the helicopter.
yeah.
yeah.
Probably
And
like
they're,
my
like,
favorite
running.
scene in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, they have to shoot so that the shield goes down. So I'm gonna put myself in danger. Make sure you hit your fucking shot, Zendaya.
Yeah.
And like just that scene where she hits it and she's like running and you don't see like the
And, like-
fucking shit drop.
Yeah.
And it's like the timing of it's so good because she's like laughing. She's like, I can't believe I fucking did that. And then it's like, and I was like, that was fucking sick.
That was like a really sick sequence.
Yeah, it was very creative.
I like how she like noob tubed that guy, like the first bullet.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, poof.
yeah.
You know?
She like shoots him into the thing. Yeah, very exciting action. I think in this one.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of thought this movie was like a little overhyped based off like what I was hearing.
I agree.
You know, but like as I like sat with it, like I definitely liked it more. You know,
I think both of them, for me, don't really live up to the hype, but I still enjoy them.
people are saying like this is like the best movie they've ever seen, kind of thing. I'm like, it was cool,
I
but
like-
like
It's cool. There's good stuff.
it was slow in some parts and some
Yeah.
transitions were a little weird.
I was
but-
surprised. Like I didn't know Christopher Walken was in this,
Yeah.
and then his face shows up, and I was like,
the spice.
the spice on Arrakis.
Paul. The Chadies.
His name's Azul now.
He's not dead.
Azul. Yeah, that was funny.
But dude, I need a friend like Stilgar to like hype me up. You
Dude,
know,
for sure. Stilgar,
Yeah.
Stilgar
as it was written. You know,
Stilgar was rock hard for Paul that entire movie.
Yeah.
Like he did like fucking
he was the best part. He's my favorite.
yeah.
He
He
was
was
my favorite
yeah.
character too.
I like him a lot. Even like when we first meet him in the first movie, like spits on the ground, you know, because that's like part of their religion or whatever. It's supposed to be a nice
Yeah.
thing. I thought something that was really sad was when the Harkonnens were like bombing that mountain and all those rocks and stuff were falling into their like sacred pools.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, this is so sad. And I feel like they kind of breezed over it a little bit
'Cause
because
that
that's
was,
like
like-
something that they don't touch.
There's like millions of people's like body water. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like tons of body
Mhm.
water, super religious. And it like got destroyed. And it like, they were sad about it, but I felt like that's like a devastating thing almost. So I wish they touched on that a little bit more.
I thought like that final war thing where they like attack like the Emperor and the Harkonnens
Mhm.
was like super short. Because like this is kind of like the build up thing for the
yeah.
whole fucking movie,
this is the
really.
big- yeah, because like that.
And it was cool, but
Mhm.
like they had this whole game plan, but
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't really see it like unfold.
yeah.
It was just kind of because like they were just in there like very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. Like the battle in the first movie where everything gets taken over on Harkonnen or whatever it's called, the capital city. That fight scene was longer
Is it
than this
Kaiten
one.
or something like that?
I think there's like a
I can't remember, but
but like that battle was longer than like this final one.
right.
So it's very
Mhm.
interesting.
I
What
thought
else?
fucking Austin Butler as like
He's great.
Fade Harkonnen was so fucking
Fade?
sick.
Fade's cool. Yeah, remember that part when he makes out with his uncle?
Yeah, he gets a wet, sloppy kiss on his birthday.
I was like, what is happening? I did not know.
One was not enough.
Yeah, he brings him back in, bro.
Love you.
Give me some seconds.
Go back.
Like, insane. I just did not expect that. It was very funny.
Yeah, he was fucking.
Who's the actor that plays Vladimir, like the big fat Jabba the Hutt dude? 'Cause I know I've seen him in something.
He's in Mamma Mia.
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he
I'm
is.
so
It's,
impressed.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was like in Thor. He's like the scientist guy.
Oh yeah.
He's also in Andor.
scientist guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, he is on Andor. Okay.
He's got quite the career.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's just in a big fat suit.
He's cool. That was pretty cool, and he died.
I like how like their teeth and like their mouth are just like black. I just thought that was such a cool thing.
That is a cool detail.
Oh, dude, there's this shitty thing that happened in our theater to where like there's just like something was wrong with like the lens or whatever. So there's just like this like faint yellow smudge like down the middle where it's just
Yikes.
kind of like a weird filter kind of thing. So like when they're in that like arena thing
You
where
can
it's
really
like
see it.
all white, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, he's like yellow. Like
How does
anything
that-
in the middle was like yellow.
How does that work?
What?
When it went like all black and white.
They
That's
have
Harkonnen,
they have
right?
a black sun, and so there's no like color, I guess. Isn't that sick?
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That scene,
Black
the scene that I
hole,
really
sun.
enjoyed was after he like fought those guys.
Did
and
you see those fucking like
those fireworks?
No. Yeah, like those are weird looking.
But like that scene where he's like walking down that big
They
hallway
look
where
like
there's
farts
nothing.
underwater, you know. But no, those
guess
like
so.
those little like things that were like protecting Fade to make sure
Oh,
those guys.
That
Those
was
are
cool.
creepy as shit.
Yeah, those were cool.
It looked like some
Those,
sort of
like,
like
black-
Silent Hill kind of thing.
Those black dudes with the horns?
Yeah, with the horns.
Yeah, I was like,
They
what
look
is that? And
That
these
was
like
sick.
gimp suits. It was weird.
Yeah, but like after he won and there was like fucking let's go Fade, and he's like walking down this like long hallway with like all the fireworks going off.
Yeah.
like visually, like that was one of the scenes where I was like, this is fucking just a cool thing to look at because he's getting all hyped up of himself, you know. So
Yeah.
I thought the fight scene with Dave Bautista and Josh Brolin was super lame.
Yeah, super short. Like it
Super
didn't,
short.
It
He,
wasn't
like,
like satisfying.
He tries to whip him once and then Josh Brolin just kills him, and I'm like, this
like
should
that's
have been
the first time we're seeing these whips, I think. Unless he did use
He
them
did
in
in
the
the first one.
He did? Okay.
yeah.
Like I need like a whole fight with that.
You know what we're talking about? I'm confused.
No.
Dave Bautista, when he's like trying to leave when they're getting like raided, and then Josh Brolin comes up and he's got like a knife, and he tries to like do this lame like whipping thing with whatever he has, and then he just like dies, like the Dave Bautista character. You remember that?
No.
It's so brief.
It's very
and
brief.
that's like what makes it kind of lame because you don't even remember.
Yeah,
And you saw it yesterday.
yeah. You saw, yeah, literally less than about 24 hours ago.
About a whip? Or
Well,
I
he's
don't
got,
know
like,
who
these
Dave
weird
Bautista is, though.
Whip. He's got these like weird whip things. You don't know who Dave Bautista is?
No.
Drax.
When Drax is
When Drax died.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was very short.
Also, when
she
Dave-
clearly didn't play SmackDown versus Raw.
when Dave Bautista yells, I just hear Drax, and so that's kind of hard. Like, because he's a really good actor, but when he's like yelling to try and be like serious,
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
like,
Drax.
it's just Drax.
This is Drax.
So
Like, it's hard to-
it's hard to.
Think that he's scary, you know?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. But the last fight with Fade and Paul,
Very sick.
very cool.
Very quiet. You know, no music. you
Yeah,
know?
I was expecting some quirked up white boy music like they,
Yeah.
they do with Paul.
It was so fucking tense, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's probably gonna win, but I was just like, whoa, you know.
When he got stabbed, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna die.
I'm like, huh? Well, what?
What happens from here? And then he doesn't die because he's fine. But yeah, it was a very cool
that
fight
last
scene.
scene was a little annoying because like there were so many like look backs between like Paul and Zendaya. He's just
Genre,
like,
yeah,
you know, like there was like 5 between this whole scene that was happening.
like yep, she's still there.
It's like, I'll take your daughter as my wife. What do you think about that?
Okay, that scene did hit pretty hard because he's like, I fucking love you for forever. Yo, Florence Pugh. I saw it with Parker, and he like whispers in my ears, like, I would have done the same thing. But yeah, that was sad.
Just playing her. Yeah.
That felt particularly sad. Good movie, I guess.
Good movie. I give it a 4.5 on Letterboxd.
You got a letterbox. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. I've like rated like every movie I think I've seen.
Ever?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some,
Mm.
but I do like rate like everything I see.
That's cool. I don't know what I would rate it. 4 to 5, I would say.
You give it an 8?
That's pretty good.
Okay.
What'd you get? I know you didn't like this one as much as like everybody else, but
Yeah, I don't know. I like the artistic style, but I was just so confused.
Mhm.
Yeah, it probably takes a couple rewatches.
Yeah.
It definitely, yeah. And the subtitles would have helped too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that
Probably hit different at home.
both of the movies,
Maybe,
like
yeah.
I think you get a different experience on rewatch for both movies, which is valuable. I think it's cool because like not many movies you can really do that with.
Yeah.
But
I think it just
I only think it's that way for this movie because it's a little bit confusing. So if you rewatch it, you're like, oh, okay, that's who this was or whatever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it just jumped from like scene to scene without like no transition or anything to it, So I was just lost in the story,
Mhm.
Like I know the beginning, middle, and end, but like, yeah. So probably I would give it like if I'm being like super generous, a 4, but to be honest, like a 3.75.
Okay.
Out of 5?
Yeah, out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of
Like,
100.
whoa.
Yikes.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
You watch anything else?
I watched Spaceman.
What is that?
It's the new Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, that's out already?
Yeah, it came out on the 1st.
Okay. I do. If it's good, I do want to watch it.
It's okay.
Like weird. Okay.
It's like weird. Yeah, I liked it. Like
Good
I think
weird?
I think it's a good movie, and
Okay.
it's like very interesting, and it's weird because like it's like a. Have you seen the trailer at all?
Yeah.
So there's like a spider
Yeah.
on there.
Paul Dano.
Paul Dano. The spider has like tentacles next to it. He has like 2 little tentacles,
Yikes.
and then like the 8 legs, and it like talks to Adam Sandler, and I thought it was like telepathic connection kind of thing, but no, it has like little lips and they move, and sometimes you can see like little human teeth. And I'm
Ew.
like, what do you mean?
That's the scariest part.
And it's like
If he's got
so
human teeth.
distracting. Yeah, I was just wanting.
So is
to
it
be in
actually
his
Paul
head.
Dano in a suit and that's like Paul Dano's fucking mouth?
No. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
all CGI, but
Is this Adam Sandler trying to not be the Sandman? And he's like trying to be a serious actor now? Is that what that feels like?
he's done like serious things before.
Yeah. Like
And so
Uncut
I think
Gems
he's just trying to do, I don't know if, like it was written by someone else, obviously, and he was just cast for it.
Sure.
But I thought he did well. It's not like a funny movie or anything.
Sarah like it?
No, I don't think so.
Ooh.
Like she liked it enough, but I don't know if she'd rewatch it kind of thing.
Would you
No.
watch it if it wasn't Adam Sandler?
I don't think anyone would,
That's fair, actually.
because it's like weird.
Well, if it was somebody else famous, would you watch it?
Yeah. Because it had like a bit of like
It's like Brad Pitt.
moon vibes,
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
if you're interested, it is kind of like slow. I wouldn't like watch it super late or
Okay.
anything, but yeah, pretty good. Did you guys watch anything else? Is that it?
We watched Saltburn.
Oh,
We talked about it last week.
Oh, you did?
I want to know what Sophia
Yeah.
thinks.
What do
though.
you think?
I did not like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
It's so good.
How?
It was so funny.
Like I get. Oh my god.
It was like one of those movies where I'm like, wow. I mean, did you know anything about this going in?
No.
Okay, so that's a good way to watch
So wait,
it.
you didn't know about the
bathtub or
the
anything?
tub slurping?
I did not know.
or grave
I
fucking?
knew it was gonna be like
Spoilers
like I like
Yeah, spoilers, I guess.
but like I knew it was gonna be like
Unhinged.
yeah, like it was gonna have like sexual stuff or
we,
whatever.
We had said like a few times, like, "Oh, we should watch this." Dana and Sarah said we should watch this. Or like other
Yeah.
people would say that we should, not just you guys, but
do,
like
do you think it hurts your opinion of me and Sarah and movies that we like because we like this movie?
You guys hurt my opinions or my opinions a long time ago.
A long time ago.
wait, which one? Which one hurt your opinion?
What did I
first?
burn you on? Anyway, so you didn't like it? Was it just those scenes that were like a little unhinged, or the whole thing you just didn't really care
I
for?
just did not care about it, I guess, in a way. Like the scenes were dramatic, more dramatic than they needed to be.
Sure.
I think. I like the plot, how
Yeah.
it like twisted itself to like becoming like him like the
Yeah, it's not a
the
movie that you
owner.
expect to have like a plot twist.
Yeah. Exactly.
that.
I didn't think there was going to be a plot twist. I thought it was just like
Like, oh, this guy's weird.
this guy's like super weird, but no, there was more to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It just never. I didn't really gravitate towards it, and I was like, I've seen better movies. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I think like every movie might be like that,
What do
Like,
you mean?
Not every movie is going to be like that you go see is going to be like the best movie you've ever seen.
Well, no, but she didn't think it. What she's saying is
I don't
Didn't
think
think it was, like,
overhyped?
I don't think it was. I think it was very overhyped.
Yeah, I think I get that there's not that much to it, but I think because of how like absurd it is, that's what like got a lot of people
Yeah.
like connected to it, you know?
Mhm.
And I think a part of it is like I just want other people to see it just because I want to talk to them about it, you know? I'm like, can you believe that shit?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you think it was absurd because of the stuff that happened?
Yeah, it's all kind of like crazy things, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, that this man is unhinged, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like having sex with everybody
Yeah.
because the person he wants to have sex with. And it's
Turns
crazy.
into a vampire for a little bit. And,
Yeah.
and he's got these moves at the end of the movie. I thought that was fun. Dude's got a fucking hog on him.
Do you see his hog?
I think
When he's
so.
dancing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. At the end of the movie.
Mm.
He's like doing
Yeah,
like
that's true.
like these ballerina spins. It's
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah. I do see
And
that.
he's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just did not think it was funny at all. I just thought it was just like a porno, but not really a porno.
sure.
I don't know what kind of porno you're watching, but Dana, I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Ooh. Wait, you?
Ooh.
Like you said I.
I did. Sophie wasn't watching it with me. She would be in the room, but she wasn't watching it with me.
Yeah. I watched like a few episodes. I thought it was good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Ending was great. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last episode, very satisfying.
Nuts. Yeah, I know. It's like kind of like
Super cool. Very.
a lot of the action you kind of felt was a little missing, and then they just kind of was holding it all back for this.
Yeah. And it's like very metaphorical because it was like their whole marriage being like destroyed essentially as they're trying to like shoot each other and they're just destroying this whole house. Like this life that they're supposed to have together. Very cool. And then they like took the truth serum, which is like very cool scene because it was like they just needed to do this the whole time. Like they just needed to be honest with each other and like
yeah.
most of the shit wouldn't go down, you know. So and this episode was directed by Donald Glover too.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh cool. Like,
Yeah,
that
which
fucking
is
rules.
neat.
But yeah, very good show. Probably like top new show I've seen this year.
Yeah, definitely. I liked it a lot.
Mhm.
I like.
Very satisfying, like limited series, you know.
Is it?
Do you think they got out?
I think it's like if they get approved or not for a second season. But I think there can be
it'll be-
more. You know,
But with like the same two characters. I think they died.
possibly. I think if they like are able to like stop the people that are trying to kill them, they might even like get promoted or something.
Yeah, they'll be high risk
or they'll be they could be high risk
or just on the run.
I don't know if I'd want an on the run season, but like
Yeah,
maybe just like it not be to where like they need to be get like killed. You know,
yeah. I'm fine if they died. It seemed like Donald Glover is in pretty bad shape.
I just kind of he didn't look
And you
good,
see like three
but he
gunshots.
could survive. Huh?
You see 3 gunshots at the end, and she only had 1 bullet, and so it makes me think
I thought she had 2 bullets.
she had 1 bullet.
So here's what happens. So they're in like a safe room, right?
Mhm.
And Donald Glover's bleeding. The girl's gonna go save them. She has 1 bullet in her gun, like
Mhm.
her, and then but there's a girl with a shotgun, I think, or like a machine gun outside of the
I think it's
safe room
rifle.
door. Yeah.
Much better gun.
So here's what happens. She pushes the door open. The lady gets like caught off guard. She's fire, shoots the ceiling, and then
The way it's displayed in the show is that it cuts to the outside, and you just see like
3 flashes in
Yeah.
the window.
muzzle flash things from the window.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
shoots the ceiling and then maybe shoots twice, and then what's her name just shoots her in
Jane.
the face. Jane shoots her in the face.
Okay, in my head, she pushes the door open. She gets 1 shot off. Maybe doesn't get a lethal one. So then the other high risk Jane shoots her and then shoots Donald Glover.
But that was so fast.
It
You
was
know?
very fast.
So I feel like she wouldn't,
Or maybe it shoots Jane and then gets a double tap in.
or
you know?
maybe she gets a shot in, Jane misses, and then shoots the ceiling thing on accident when she gets pushed by the door,
Mhm.
and then
Jane takes the
Jane
gun.
takes the gun,
Shoots her.
Another fire goes off, but she like hits her in the face with the butt of the gun to
Mhm.
knock her out. Because I think the other one was knocked out already or was
Yeah.
blind.
Yeah, he got his fucking eye shot out. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that scene was very fast, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's how fast it would
I know
happen."
they were so fucking
Yeah,
fast.
they were so in sync about it. It was very cool.
I was like, I could not like read that room. I'm like, oh, they're so connected.
He's sneezing again. Here we go. Like I wouldn't think that that's like an opportunity.
I was like,
you know?
oh, smart.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, good show.
good show.
So were they on like their last strike, basically?
Yeah,
Kinda,
they had
yeah.
3 strikes, and
They were out.
the organization sent other Mr. and Mrs. Smiths after them, and it was those two that we saw before that they met and had like dinner with. I don't know if you saw that part, but
oh yeah,
so
it was them.
high risk like Smiths take out other Smiths.
That's their whole job.
That's their whole job.
Oh.
And so when they sent them to like some random island, they were hunting down another Smith, but they just didn't know.
Went rogue, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. So
Well, they're
Okay.
super high risk, aren't they?
super high risk, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Get it right.
yeah, cool show.
Good show.
I think that's everything.
Good episode, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sophie, for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys, again.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you want. What are we reading next week, Nathan? What are we gonna read next week?
Are we doing Night Fever?
We're doing Night Fever.
Night Fever
Yep.
by Edward Becker and Sean Phillips.
And Jacob Phillips?
Sure.
Probably Jacob Phillips.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check out the link tree in the bio and the description. Like, comment, subscribe, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Give us this video a like if you're watching on YouTube. Give us 5 stars wherever you're watching this.
Let us know if you've read Lore Olympus or other webtoons
What's
that you
your
like.
favorite webtoon comic? Yeah, let us know.
I would like to know. I want to see what good horror ones there are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Email us at tradewaiterspod@gmail.com. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.